The following is a presentation of Turner Sports, where this year you saw cable television's exclusive coverage of the 18th Winter Games from Nagano, Japan. Coming in July, the 4th Goodwill Games from New York.
In 1982, a North Carolina freshman learned firsthand what it took to be a champion. 16 years and 5 NBA titles later, the greatest NBA player of all time, Michael Jordan, in possibly his final season, has helped the Bulls through adversity and distractions and right back to the top spot in the East. In 1979, a kid from the southern hills of Indiana set out on a legendary career. From college to 3 NBA titles, his drive for perfection never ceased. Now, as head coach, Larry Bird is back home in Indiana, and his Pacers are right on the heels of the Bulls. A full house at Market Square Arena, and the fans have been waiting a long time for this one. The two top teams in the East square off in a major NBA matchup tonight as the Chicago Bulls take on the Indiana Pacers. The Bulls lead the Pacers by 2.5 games in the Eastern Conference, but the Indiana Pacers lead the Miami Heat by 1 game in the battle for second place and what would be home court advantage should those two teams meet in the playoffs. And hello, everybody. I'm Dick Stockton along with Hubie Brown. An hour ago, Larry Bird put it succinctly. He said this is as big as it gets for this team. And despite their lofty one-loss record, the Pacers have actually lost ground to the Bulls since the All-Star break, with Chicago going 14-2, and they are indeed in cruise control. And top of the evening to you, Mr. Brown, resplendent in your St. Patrick's Day tie. These teams are playing the third game of the series, 1-1. Each team has won on the home court. What has been the pattern thus far of the two games?
Well, Dick, first of all, we have high percentage post players. We also have high percentage three-point shooters. And then we have two of the toughest defensive teams to score against, ranked 3rd and 4th. Now, in game 1, without Scottie Pippen, Indiana won at home, 94-83. The key stat is the 17 offensive rebound, getting second shot chance points, the total of 25. The three-point shooting was there. In game 2 in Chicago, with Pippen in the lineup, you can see Chicago does an excellent job scoring. They dominate the offensive boards. Indiana stays in the game by making 11 of 19 threes. Half-court defense, you'll earn your baskets tonight.
Tonight, Hubie, we're going to take a look at two important matchups, one dealing with scoring, the other rebounding.
Yeah, well, first you have to always go with Reggie Miller and Michael Jordan. And when you say that, you immediately say high percentage points, 27 versus 29. The field goal percentage, major for Reggie because he's shooting so high in the threes. Now, this is interesting. Michael has only attempted 4 threes. Reggie, 9 for 15. At the foul line, Michael is down. He only gets to the line 6 attempts. Same thing with Reggie. Now then, we have the rebounding matchup. Now this is key. Rodman is averaging 15 for the year, 5 at the offensive board. That's plenty of second shots. Dale Davis and Antonio Davis will be tested because if they just keep Rodman to his average, they should get the job done here this evening.
Now the Chicago Bulls, who have not had Luke Longley for 7 games with a sprained knee, put him on the injured list, so he'll be out 5 games. Dennis Rodman again will play the center position. And a little while ago, Brian Burwell caught up with the ace, Michael Jordan of the Bulls.
You talked about the boards. If you look back over the last 7 games between these two teams, the team that has won the offensive boards has won this game.
Yeah, and that's important. We know that, and you know, we have to crash the board a lot tonight, and you know, hopefully, you know, we don't want to have too many offensive rebounds. We want to shoot the ball particularly well, but I mean, if we can control the boards, that puts us in a better position to win the game.
All right, good luck. Sure. Thank you.
It is grounded in the belief that for ideas to take flight, they must have wings. The all-new Chrysler Concorde LXI, with a 225 horsepower engine so advanced, it provides more power yet uses less fuel. Chrysler Concorde, built on the belief that great cars appeal to a more passionate side. Chrysler, engineered to be great cars. Lease an all-new Chrysler Concorde LX for just $309 a month.
Hi.
Matt, got your email. Vancouver? Genius.
Passed it on to Epps. He's running it through the Northwest.
Hey, Matt. Ideas a hit in the Northwest. Expect love letters. I've got purchasing checking suppliers.
There he is. Good morning. Miss Beck's at it pretty, Matt.
Legal's putting it through the mill.
Mount you.
Counselor?
Looking a little golden this morning, son.
You want it up top. Client briefing. Your Vancouver idea.
Want to take your business to the next level?
Out here, we negotiate on the court. Somebody coming off the bench to give you a rest? Because I'm busting you down.
Put him up. Give it up. Get your hands up off me. Foul me, man. Foul me.
What foul? Show me the blood.
Oh, yeah, you got to like this one. The Central Division showdown between the Bulls and the Pacers coming right up on TNT for your St. Patrick's Day viewing pleasure. We welcome you to our Atlanta studio. Go ahead and adjust your sets. This is Cheryl Miller in kind of a lime green. Ernie Johnson, you're kind of a drab olive green. A 10-game night around the NBA. Among those 10, the Knicks trying to hold on to the number 6 spot in the East, home with the Sixers. But before they tip this one off, Patrick Ewing had a few things to say about the possibility of a return to the New York lineup. Maybe that wrist injury in December wasn't a season ender after all.
Well, my goal is to definitely come back for the playoffs. I was hoping that I could come back during the season, but according to the doctors, that's not realistic. So my goal is to come back for the season. I'm going to continue with the rehab and keep trying to get stronger and do everything that I have to do to make sure that if I fall or all the bad things that the doctors have been telling me don't happen.
Sure, I could see his return pumping up the New York Knicks. I could also see maybe some shakiness and you're a little iffy if the guy's not 100%.
Well, you know, it could be a little bit of both, but I think the positive, obviously, if Patrick's able to come back at 100% and respond physically, he certainly would anchor the Knicks at both ends of the floor. I think the negative has to be how his teammates would respond to him, the adjustment period, and could this mess up the Knicks' rhythm?
They have certainly been in the past inspired come playoff time by the return of a guy in the middle. I don't know if this is exactly Willis Reed type stuff, but it's out there. And there is word tonight out of Houston that Clyde Drexler will become the new head coach of his alma mater, the University of Houston. The Houston Chronicle will report in tomorrow's editions that Drexler will play the rest of the season with the Rockets and then return to the Cougars as head coach. Wow. Back with all the Tuesday night highlights at halftime, but right now settle in for the best game of the night. Michael and the Bulls with the best record in the East. Cheryl's brother and the Pacers just 2 games back on a lost side. See you at the break.
Oh, it's really coming down out there.
Cats and dogs.
It hasn't rained this hard since last time I had to paint the garage.
Man can't work in the rain.
Pity us.
Is that what you're going to do all day?
Honey, I can't hear you. The rain's too loud.
The weatherman said it was supposed to be nice today.
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light.
It is a symbol that stands for freedom, for power, for the spirit of adventure, for discovery, for strength, for passion. It is a symbol grounded in the belief that for ideas to take flight, they must have wings. It is an enduring reminder that while all cars appeal to our practical side, the great ones appeal to our more passionate side. It is the symbol for great cars. Chrysler, engineered to be great cars.
So guys, what do we want to do this weekend?
Let's go to the beach.
It happened at 10 till 6 on a Tuesday night, just before the steamed carrots were served.
Guys, it's important. Shh.
Yes, this is Louisa. What are you saying?
A phone call she would always remember.
We got the house. We got the house.
For a free guide to help you on the path to homeownership, call the Fannie Mae Foundation. We're showing America a new way home.
The NBA on TNT is brought to you by Bud Light. If you want great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light. By Fila, featuring the new GH Spores. Change the game. By Nestle Crunch, it's just more fun to munch. By Philips Magnavox, let's make things better. And by Chrysler, engineered to be great cars.
And welcome back to Market Square Arena. The Chicago Bulls, who beat New Jersey at home last night, 88-72. And this starting lineup has won 6 of the last 7 games with Ron Harper and Michael Jordan in the backcourt, Scottie Pippen up front, but Dennis Rodman at center and Tony Kukoc at power forward with Luke Longley out of action now on the injured list. For Indiana, winners at New York on Sunday. Mark Jackson, who was the hero in that game, and Reggie Miller, who's been their high scorer. Dale Davis up front with Chris Mullin, the other forward, and Rick Smits is the 7-foot-4-inch Dutchman manning the middle. The officials working tonight's game: Ron Garrettson, Tom Washington, and Jim Kinsey. These teams will play one more time on April the 13th at the United Center in Chicago. Season series 1-1 are underway, and the tip controlled by Indiana.
Well, when you keep an eye out on the offensive end right now, you love the post up of Smits and also the baseline screening for Reggie Miller.
And here is Dale Davis missing inside, gets his own rebound, goes up and makes no mistake, and the Pacers take the early lead.
Well, Larry Bird is determined to get Dale Davis to be offensive conscious. He says he's really gone that way in the last month and a half. Keep Rodman busy.
At 22, a season's high against the Boston Celtics about a week ago. Here is Michael Jordan in the paint, and he is fouled. So Michael Jordan going inside early, and the Bulls will go to the line.
As we watch this tonight with Michael Jordan, when he posts up in the triangle, whether they front him or they play behind.
Rick Smits committing the personal foul, and Michael Jordan, who is a 79% free throw shooter and has averaged 6 free throws a game in the 2 previous contests against the Pacers.
In big games, you're not going to stop Michael from getting his shot attempts. In this series, Michael is averaging 25 shots a game, and then during the year, he'll always get right around 9 foul shot attempts in a big game.
1 out of 2 for Jordan, who had an off game for him last night against New Jersey, only 17 points, turned it over 4 times, and you know, after games in which he has sort of a slump, he explodes. We'll see. Dale Davis working against Dennis Rodman and blocked away by Harper out of bounds, and 6 seconds left on the shot clock. It's Indiana's ball, and right now let's go to Brian Burwell.
Thanks, Dick. Now, QB talked about how important rebounding is. I talked with Antonio Davis about an hour ago, and he said that the key for them physically in matching up with Rodman is always keep a body on it. He said the other thing psychologically is don't let Dennis get in your head. He said, which is easier said than done, because in the last 7 games, he's gotten the tech in 3 of those games for letting Dennis get to him. So we need to pay very close attention to that matchup. Back to you.
All right, Brian will be keeping that extra statistic on the technical fouls. Rick Smits is fouled by Ron Harper. As you look at Phil Jackson, whose team has won 5 of its last 6 games on the road. Their only loss to the Dallas Mavericks in a shocking, embarrassing loss last Thursday in overtime.
They had that one down, Dick, up 17 with 5:30 to go, and then a fantastic 3-point shot right at the end of the ball game by Cedric Ceballos, send it into overtime, dominated by Dallas.
Nearly a minute gone by, and the Pacers lead 4-1. Pippen is guarded by Mullin. That's a tough matchup for Indiana. Tony Kukoc, who is starting and prefers starting, as everyone knows, who has followed his career and hits his first shot of the game.
Well, Larry Bird is very concerned about the Kukoc Dale Davis matchup. He knows that Pippen and Jordan are going to get their shots and points, but they have to keep Kukoc out of the middle.
Tony Kukoc with 21 last night, the leading scorer for the Bulls against the Nets. Chris Mullin trying to get underway. Rodman on the switch is on him. Here is Smits shooting over Rodman. Rodman covered 2 men like a blanket on that sequence.
Well, you can see that Mullin must get off early because he's been struggling. In the last 10 games, he's only had double figures on 3 occasions.
And that's not what you want from your small forward position, as Harper misses and the offensive rebound, and that's one to watch, taken down by Rodman. Kukoc, and Smits comes in high for the rebound. Mark Jackson, Larry Bird said, the best distributor of a basketball I've ever seen in my career, and Chris Mullin gets off with a 3. And it's been a while since he's been able to do that.
Yeah, he's shooting 44% on the year, Dick, and I just feel like he's got to be aggressive, more aggressive in transition to open himself up.
He is 3rd in the NBA in 3-point shooting percentage. The Pacers lead by 4. Harper on the return pass banks it off, and unorthodox play, but the Bulls will take it, and they trail by 2.
Well, the Indiana coaching staff wanted an up and down in that occasion. They thought Harper actually hit the floor before the pass. That was a difficult shot, Dick.
Smits is posting up against Kukoc, has the big edge there, and trying to repost against Tony right now. Double team with Harper. Jackson is left open. He goes for the 3 and misses the rebound by Rodman.
Now, Kukoc is playing Smits straight up, and that is going to be the matchup tonight. That will open up perimeter play because you must double team.
What a play by Michael Jordan as he winded his way down the lane through a sea of white shirts. And Michael Jordan, with his first points of the game, ties it at 7. Spectacular play, and you got a feeling that Michael Jordan is going to explode tonight. Here is Reggie Miller, and he misses a 3-point attempt. Out to Jackson.
You know you can score or get a high percentage shot by going into Smits on Kukoc.
Miller misses his second 3 in that sequence, and Scottie Pippen now going strong against Jackson. We're tied. Bulls have yet to take the lead here in the opening minutes. Pippen working against Jackson, and Mark Jackson played him tough.
Yeah, and he's got to keep Pippen off the glass. That was key. Just hold him to 1 shot.
Jackson trying to reverse layup and a pass. It goes awry. 3-on-1 break now. Jordan to Pippen, and Pippen is fouled, and a smart foul by Chris Mullin.
That was a good foul, mainly because Chris went for the hand and also the ball. Now just watch Michael weave his way down inside. The defense is slow getting to him, but then again, Michael has a tendency to make the defense look slow.
And we can take a look at this again, doesn't he? It looks like they're standing around in molasses as he goes around practically the entire Indiana team.
Well, Michael always in control. He's never in a hurry to go anywhere.
Scottie Pippen hitting the first 3 throws. Scottie Pippen, fresh legs. You remember that Pippen was out the first 35 games with foot surgery, so he is a fresh body coming down the stretch of the season.
And he's playing well, and since the All-Star break, Dick, you made a good point at the stand-up. They are 14-2, and with Pippen, they are scoring over 100 points a game.
So the Bulls get another offensive rebound off the missed free throw, and a little more than 4 minutes gone by. And a timeout has been called by the Chicago Bulls. A very good start to this one.
Right now, Phil Jackson is not happy with his spacing on the triangle.
Say you could go back to a moment ago. Say you could change something. Anything. Make better choices. More informed decisions. Say you could see things in a new way, gain a new perspective. Then you learn the only real competition is yourself. The Stack changed the game.
New heroes, new evils, and an entire season of all new episodes. Watch Babylon 5's new season every Wednesday night at 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific, exclusively on TNT.
show, we'll put your favorite deodorant to the test.
And the pitfalls of French toast.
Looking for news in your morning news?
Coming up, America's love affair with the corn dog.
Watch Donna Kelly and Leon Harris with the latest news on CNN's Early Edition.
As many times as you can beat the Bulls, because you got to understand, you probably will be facing them down the road. Psychologically, you got to have that type of mental warfare to go against them because they're so mentally strong. We have a bunch of veterans on this team that have been through some battles, but we haven't been through the big wars like they've been through. And psychologically, we feel we match with them, but we actually got to go out there on the court and perform it.
You know, Hubie, many coaches downplay the importance of a game, but not Larry Bird. He said, without question, biggest game of the year for us, a loss will hurt us down the line.
Well, they're 2 games behind Chicago on the loss side, and they're ahead of Miami. So Larry always is concerned about the Miami matchup. Now, if you win tonight, you're only 1 game behind on the loss side. But if you lose, you're 3. So it's really a 2-gamer. You have 2 games with these guys, and you want to take care of business.
Ball was deflected on the pass, so no backcourt violation. Crowd didn't agree. Michael Jordan misses as the 24-second buzzer sounds, and the rebound by Dale Davis. The Bulls lead 8-7, taking their first lead of the game prior to the timeout.
When you watch Chicago, appreciate their transition defense. You get very few layups in transition on your fast break.
Miller is looking for Smits, and Rodman has him pretty far away from the basket. Smits trying to go baseline. Rodman won't let him go, and Smits takes a tough shot. Rebound by Harper. Ron Harper nowhere to go with it. Kukoc the trailer. Guarded on the switch by Jackson right now.
Kukoc and Pippen thrive on shooting the 3 in transition.
And a hard foul as Dale Davis meets Scottie Pippen going to the hoop. And you can sense that this game has playoff atmosphere already.
Well, everyone understands the importance of the game. We're down into 16, 18 games left for the teams. And when they take it, they're going to take it strong to the rim. And the defenses, that's why we brought out the point that they are 3rd and 4th in fewest points given up. Because you do not get easy baskets against either team. They will put you on the floor and then force you to go to the foul line to make the 2 foul shots.
Scottie Pippen has given the Bulls great energy, and in the open court has always been dangerous on both ends. He misses the second free throw, but the Chicago Bulls with this lineup of Rodman at center and Kukoc at power forward really open up the court a lot more than they did before. Reggie Miller misses his 3rd 3-point attempt as it goes over to Chicago.
That was just a beautiful move by Reggie. He faked coming off a staggered screen, circled back, caught Michael Jordan, double spaced, and that's why he opened up.
Scottie Pippen guarded by Mullen. Pippen has scored 2 points thus far, both from the line. Harper working against Davis, driving to the hoop and lays it in, and that was easy for Ron Harper.
Well, the Bulls, see, they'll fake the long shot and then try to take you off the dribble as that shot clock is going down. Very few teams have as many accomplished dribblers as the Bulls.
Bulls are on an 8-0 run, and they lead by 4 with a little more than 4.5 minutes gone by. Rick Smits over Kukoc, gets the basket and draws the foul. So the Pacers wanting to go inside to the big man, get a dividend here.
Well, you have to go to him. He's a 50% shooter. He's a big game scorer, and he's one of your 2 guys who can get you 30 in a major tussle like this one is tonight. Now, if you notice, Kukoc is on him most of the time. Rodman might pick him up in transition.
Rick Smits, who had 22 points and 11 rebounds in the victory Sunday against the New York Knicks on the road. A big win for the Pacers on the road, but it won't mean much if they can't take care of things at home. Bulls lead by 1 nearly halfway through this first quarter. Dick Stockton along with Hubie Brown and Brian Burwell here at Market Square Arena. Kukoc guarded by Dale Davis. Miller is guarding Jordan, and Kukoc with a runner. Pippen with the offensive rebound, and Rodman with a putback. And again, the Bulls pound the offensive glass.
Now, they have 3 offensive rebounds, 2 scores. And that's what you must stop. You cannot give them the easy second shot points.
Kukoc guarding Smits. He finds Miller inside, and Reggie Miller getting his first basket of the ball game, and the Bulls lead by 1.
In the two games, games 1 and 2, Reggie Miller is averaging 19 shots in this series. Michael Jordan, 25. You know that they're going to run you off of many screens. So both guys are expected to score, but then they are also expected to defend.
There's Scottie Pippen trying to take advantage of the matchup with Chris Mullin, and he does there. Pippen now with 4, as all 5 Chicago Bulls starters have scored. 4 of the 5 starters for Indiana have been in the scoring column. Mullin misses the lay-in, and the Bulls get it up in a hurry. Harper working on Jackson, and Ron Harper with the basket, and the Bulls now lead by 5.
Two interesting things, Dick. Every time the Bulls are guarded tonight by Mark Jackson or by Chris Mullin, they are taking them right to the rim, or they are posting them up.
Smits goes back to Jackson, and Mark Jackson off the front rim, put in by Dale Davis. Dale Davis comes back with a basket, and the Bulls lead is 3. A very fast-paced and feverish first quarter between the Pacers and the Bulls. Reggie Miller being posted up now by Michael Jordan. Jordan going up off the glass, and Rick Smits knocks it out of bounds. It's Chicago's ball.
In all of the posting up in the triangle tonight, whether it's Pippen or Jordan, we have seen no double teaming, man-to-man coverage, and both of them are getting easy looks at the rim.
Larry Bird says you expect the man to handle his man. He's an old school basketball man, so he doesn't want to help out in every instance, at least not yet.
Plenty of time here.
Mullin knocks it out of bounds in 12 seconds for the Bulls to attempt a shot.
Right now, Scottie Pippen very upset. He felt that he was being manhandled that time as he was posting Chris Mullin up.
Pippen going up strong against Smits. Loose ball, and Scottie gets it, and a loose ball foul is called against the Indiana Pacers. And that'll be on Dale Davis, and that will be the second on Dale Davis.
Well, right now, see, Indiana, they are not paying attention, Dick. That's 4 offensive rebounds, and we've only played 8 minutes into this contest. Now, you've got to pay attention and block out the primary guys. Dennis Rodman, Michael Jordan, and Scottie Pippen. These are 3 guys that are going to be all over the offensive board.
5 offensive rebounds already for the Chicago Bulls as Dale Davis goes down back to the bench, and Antonio Davis comes in. So it'll be a tandem effort for Indiana to keep the Bulls off the offensive glass.
Now, Antonio is having an excellent season. Larry Bird feels that he is his best front court defensive performer, whether he plays a center or a power forward.
And he had 12 rebounds in the victory over the Chicago Bulls back on November 28th. The left hand of Scottie Pippen is bleeding, so he is taken out of the game, and Dickie Simpkins has come in to replace him. Michael Jordan picked up by Smits on the switch. Simpkins, who property of the Bulls, went to Golden State and re-signed, misses the layup out of bounds. It's still Chicago ball. Last touch by the Pacers.
Well, once again, Dennis Rodman in the mix. Now, when you saw Dennis's numbers of 5 offensive rebounds a game, that's #1 in the slate. Now, right now, you're going to have, see, Dennis is in. That was off Mullin. Everybody's all upset. I mean, it kind of looked like, you know, if you're a Bull fan, you know, it was off Mullin. If you're an Indiana fan, it was definitely off Rodman.
That's the way it goes, isn't it?
Right.
Scottie Pippen back in the game, and Simpkins sits down.
The difference to me is the half-court toughness of Chicago defensively, and then their offensive ability once Pippen is with them.
There's the double team on Jordan, and he beats it and gets the foul as Antonio Davis helping out Reggie Miller on Michael Jordan. It may take a lot more than that as Davis committing the foul, and Michael Jordan now with 5 points will go to the line.
Now, this is just Michael at his best. See, Reggie's playing him one-on-one. Now, see, the double team came, and it came late, but you can see he caught him down below the knee. That's where the foul occurred.
And a 3-point play for Jordan, who not only had 4 turnovers last night, but he was dunked on and was blocked by David Vaughn. So it was a game that Michael Jordan would like to forget. And there is a deflection as Jordan makes the defensive play. And here is Scottie Pippen, cannot handle the lob pass, out of bounds, and with under 3.5 to go in the first quarter, the Pacers, who trail by 6, have the ball.
Right now you're seeing a team
Chicago show you their excellent defense. The big thing is, can they maintain it over the 48 minutes because of the game last night? Let's see what happens.
Here is Smith with a turnaround over Kukoc and a big advantage in size for Rick Smith.
Dick, you're right. You're right on it. I mean, I don't understand why you go away from him. And you can also play two-man with Reggie Miller and Smith.
Here is Jordan up and under, and he scores. He went up and under. Mark Jackson with Reggie Miller on him, and we're seeing some spectacular maneuvers by Michael Jordan, who has 8 of the Bulls' 22. Chris Mullen on the screen and roll, and Rick Smith's hit. So Smith is hot here in the first quarter, and the Bulls lead is 4.
Now that was a beautiful curl, and the screener Rick Smith just stepped back.
Tony Kukoc with the quick shot, and the rebound by Reggie Miller. Here's Mark Jackson pushing it up. Mullen picked up quickly by Kukoc with under 2.5 to play in the first.
You've got to go inside the Smiths. You got Harper on him here.
They finally find him, and there's the double team. And Reggie Miller trying to find an opening, and off the glass it goes. Not pretty. And the Bulls rotated well on that sequence.
Yeah, he didn't like the catch because he was too deep. He didn't have it. That's why he put it on the floor. Reggie, one of the best in the league in banking the shot from that angle.
And ad-libbing as he did on that play. He's 2 for 5 from the field. Under 2 minutes remaining in the first quarter, and Ron Harper, who quietly has scored 8 points to tie Jordan for scoring honors for the Bulls.
Well, they punished Mark Jackson because Mark Jackson double-spaced on a screen, and you cannot do that in this game. The Bulls will stop and make you pay the price. Now here you have Michael posting up, splitting the double team, which was late, and scoring. Remember, Pippen, Jordan, Kukoc, all outstanding post-up players.
Wow, it's crunch time, folks. 3 seconds to play in a tie ball game. Wooten has the ball. This one's come right down to the wire. Wait a minute. They're leaving the floor. Where the heck are they going?
Nice place, man.
Nestle Crunch. It's just more fun to munch.
You don't need performance tires to ride with a winner. Now you can get 4 FR360 radials, Firestone's most popular passenger tire, for just $99. The Firestone Winter Circle Tire Sale at 4 for $99. These tires are going fast.
He will offer you immortality, tempt you with your every desire, and will turn your wildest dreams into your worst nightmares. Wishmaster. Be careful what you wish for.
Playing this month on Direct Ticket, only on DirecTV.
When Frank Shamrock made his UFC debut against Olympic gold medalist Kevin Jackson, people asked how long it would take for him to step out of older brother Ken's legendary shadow. The answer, 22 seconds. Now he puts his title on the line against Igor Zinoviev, undefeated extreme fighting champion, plus a full night of UFC action in the Octagon. UFC 16 on Direct Ticket. Shamrock versus Zinoviev. Someone's time is up.
Now the Bulls just had a triangle on this side of the floor right here, and then they passed the ball back to the top. Now keep an eye on Mark Jackson defensively. Now you have a double screen formed right here, and Ron Harper's going to come in, lose his man, and come right behind the double screen. Keep an eye on Mark Jackson. See, as he goes, Mark Jackson double spaces. You cannot do that in the NBA. It's automatic, in your face, too. You cannot. You've got to make a decision that you're going to follow the man.
Mark Jackson was the hero in Sunday's win. As you look at the shooting percentage, Chicago at 50%, Indiana 42%, with the Bulls getting one more shot in the game. And it has been a well-played game. And despite the fast pace, each team has committed only 1 turnover thus far.
Well, you like the pace, Dick. You like the strategy. Both teams are getting high percentage shots. Main thing right now is, can you continue to just play one-on-one post defense against the Bulls?
Derek McKee has come in for Indiana. Steve Kerr for the Chicago Bulls with 1.5, 5 on the shot clock to go. Jackson goes in with a scoop shot, and the rebound by Dennis Rodman. That's 8 boards in the first quarter for Dennis Rodman. Steve Kerr, who missed 22 games with a broken collarbone, and he too has fresh legs for the Bulls. He and Scottie Pippen a different dimension than what they're used to late in the year in past seasons. Jordan looking inside, has 5 on the shot clock. Miller guarding him, and the fall-away shot is short.
You got to push it now. You have an advantage.
4-point lead for the Bulls.
Jordan is back. His man is open.
Deflected out of bounds, and so with 57.2 on the clock, Indiana's ball with 19 seconds to attempt a shot. Chris Mullin, who has scored 3 points on the only 3-point basket of the game. He's in there with Antonio Davis, Reggie Miller, Derek McKee, and Mark Jackson, who has the ball.
Now Mark Jackson, that would be the second attempt to post up top.
And McKee misses a 3. Derek McKee with a big 3-point basket Sunday against the Knicks. It was only his 2nd of the year. Nearly a half a minute remaining in the first quarter. The Bulls lead by 4, 24-20. Here is Pippen working against Mullin again.
They're wearing this out.
And nice shot by Scottie Pippen, who now has 6.
The NBA is about matchups and understanding an advantage. And you're seeing it run perfectly in this first quarter. They are taking advantage of Mark Jackson and Chris Mullin defensively.
15 seconds, 12 on the shot clock. Difference of about 2 seconds or so. Here is Jackson to a driving Davis, and Antonio Davis with the basket with 8.9 remaining. It's 26-22 Chicago. Bulls for the final shot, perhaps. Tony Kukoc, and Michael Jordan looks up. He's going to take that final shot and hit that shot. The basket counts at the buzzer as Michael Jordan silences the crowd with a basket at the buzzer. He has 10 points after 1, and in a feverish first quarter, the Bulls lead the Pacers by a score of 28-22.
Unspeakable evil ravages the land. Only one person has the power to end the terror. Meet the Slayer.
Excuse much, rude or anything?
There's something going on around here.
Does the word duh mean anything to you?
Your parents' cause of death was a severe neck wound that resembled a really gross hickey.
You're obviously having a bad hair day.
See the movie that spawned the television sensation, Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Tomorrow night at 8 on TNT.
Who are you? I was hired by your roommate. Well, out of my way, I want a Bud Light. I don't think so. This is ridiculous. I live here. Sorry. You ain't on the list. List? Is there a problem, Bruno? Nothing I can't handle. That's what I like to hear.
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light.
Now am I on your list? Let's see. Nope.
People have been asking how we put so many new capabilities into the Pentium 2 processor, like the ability to run software that lets you enhance photos, watch smooth full-screen DVD movies on your PC, and play games in lifelike 3D. Well, as you can see, it's all very technical.
It seemed like the perfect crime until they made a wrong turn. Now, the nicest guy in town is giving them a lesson in good sportsmanship. Jackie Chan, Mr. Nice Guy.
Which way are you going? I'm going that way.
Bye-bye. Rated PG-13. Starts Friday, March 20th.
Would like to show you the last play. Kukoc has the basketball right here. Reggie Miller on the pass tries to steal the ball. Michael is going to get it and then come up here and make the shot right in your face. Now see, this is a tough gamble. The coach's nightmare, because now Michael steps through it and then he's able to regroup and knock in the jump shot.
Starting the second quarter for the Indiana Pacers, who trail the Bulls 28-22. Reggie Miller and Jalen Rose in for the first time. Derek McKee, Antonio Davis, and Mark Jackson.
Now in the shooting, Chicago 52%, 5 offensive rebounds, and Dennis Rodman with 8 total. Indiana 41% shooting, 1 for 7 in threes.
That's big. Bill Wennington has come into the game. He hasn't been used much, and Wennington
up and down.
Called for the up and down. Wennington with Steve Kerr, Scottie Pippen, Ron Harper, and Dennis Rodman as Michael Jordan, as you saw on the bench, getting a breather. Jordan scored 10 in the first quarter. Harper had 8, and Rick Smits led Indiana with 9 as he begins the second quarter on the bench as well.
Now, Wennington has missed 29 games because of injuries, and most of them with a bad elbow on his shooting arm, right-handed. Right now, he's been out of the mix, only getting 8 minutes a game.
Jalen Rose working the baseline and puts it up. And Rodman and Wennington were too tough to go up against. So now the Bulls with a 6-point lead, matching their biggest lead of the game. Here is Scottie Pippen, and the ball knocked away, last touch by the Pacers. And Reggie Miller complaining that it shouldn't be Indiana's ball.
Yeah, they're calling that it went off Jalen Rose.
Miller is going out of the game. He scored 4 points and is replaced by Fred Hoiberg, who's guarding Ron Harper. Here is Scottie Pippen working inside, and Jalen Rose with a great defensive play against Pippen forces the turnover. And Rose is posting up against Steve Kerr, but Kerr is getting help from Dennis Rodman.
There he is.
Good feet inside, and a foul as Davis is fouled inside. Antonio Davis, and a fine thread-the-needle pass by Jalen Rose.
That was just a great pass, but you got to send those down, Antonio. Now just keep, there it is right there. Good strip by Jalen Rose on Pippen. At the other end of the floor, you're going to see a nice pinpoint pass right here, blind pass. Now, if Antonio came up on the other side, he had the dunk. You got to be moving here right now, because you know coming into this game that the Bulls are going to foul you every time. You do not get an uncontested layup.
Antonio Davis, 68% on the year, but in the last 9 games, he has raised his game in all the offensive categories, hits both free throws. And with Michael watching, the Bulls lead is 4.
Well, second unit.
Travis Best is in the game.
Except for
Pippen.
Scottie Pippen.
Kerr has it knocked away by Hoiberg. Indiana doing a good job on half-court defense. And Travis Best, the backup point guard, in there. And his pass to Rose, and Rose's trip. Scottie Pippen.
When you talk about the best benches in the league, we have 2 of the best here tonight because they're very productive. The Indiana bench averages about 31 to 32 points a game, and then we don't have to say a word about the Bulls, because the Bulls get it done. They rotate those 9 players.
Antonio Davis posting up against Wennington, and a good pass back to Rose, who misses the lay-in. Loose ball, and a foul is called inside against Chicago. You're so right. Matchups, the name of the game in this one on both sides. And the foul is called against Bill Wennington, sending Rose to the line. Well, NBA action continues on Turner Sports. The Jazz and the Hornets tomorrow. You'll be there. That's on TBS. Suns and Jazz next Tuesday. Bulls and Magic a week from tomorrow.
Well, tomorrow night we have 2 of the hottest teams in the league. Charlotte doing an excellent job, and then Utah out on the road, and they have won 11 in a row. In this game tonight, Dick, if there's one critique of Indiana, they're taking too many threes. They're 1 for 7. And the second point is they have now missed 3 driving layups to the basket by sending the shot up soft rather than going strong and looking for the two-handed dunk.
That's the aggressiveness that you got to have if you go against the Chicago Bulls. Jalen Rose making the free throws. Michael Jordan, who was out for 1 minute and 42 seconds, back in along with Dickie Simpkins. It's a 2-point lead for Chicago. And here is McKee now picking up Kerr on the switch. 8 on the shot clock.
You have to pay attention to Kerr here now, because he's their major spot-up guy.
And Rose is on Michael Jordan. His fall-away shot doesn't go. Loose ball. Jordan goes after it, and it's going to be Indiana's ball finally.
Now, once again, a ball off of the defensive board of Indiana hits the floor, and we don't see a white shirt there until the ball bounces. You know, they've got to get it together here, Dick, because it's really hurting them.
Well, that's what helped them against the Knicks on the road. They went after the loose balls, and every possession counted. Hasn't been that way thus far, but they're very much in it against the Bulls. Antonio Davis with a wild turnaround, and Rodman gets rebound number 9.
Second unit, take the ball into the lane, use your power moves, no fall away jump shots tonight.
Bulls have most of their starters back in. Harper to Kerr, gets Travis Best in the air.
Excellent defense by Best and Hoiberg.
6 on the shot clock. Simpkins posting up. Dickey Simpkins nowhere to go. Michael Jordan is open for 3 and he rims the basket. Harper, and again the Bulls are aggressive and dominating, getting the loose balls as Michael Jordan hits a 3, and the Bulls lead it 31-26, and they're taking it to the Indiana Pacers.
Yeah, everything's going right. The Bulls have plenty of energy. They're hitting their perimeter shots, doing an excellent job down inside.
Only a 5-point game, but the Indiana Pacers are being beaten to the punch thus far by the Bulls. Jalen Rose misses in close. And Derek McKee with a loose ball, and it's last touched by Chicago.
The second unit right now for Indiana, they're not functioning on all cylinders. Right now they're missing guys who are wide open for easy shots.
Fred Hoiberg leaves it for Davis. And a foul as Antonio Davis is fouled by Dickey Simpkins. Indiana shooting 36% to this point, Hubie.
It was great. Harper looked at Simpkins and said, what are you doing? It's exactly what he said. He looked at him and says, what are you doing? Because if you notice that shot, it almost shattered the backboard. It hit the box. It looked like a rocket coming on a rebound.
Simpkins signed March the 2nd, and David Vaughn was waived, and he blocked Michael Jordan's shot in a New Jersey uniform last night. And Simpkins acquired from Golden State, second tour of duty for the Bulls in the trade that sent Jason Caffey out west. Antonio Davis hitting both free throws, and the Pacers trail by only 3, and they're hanging in there despite the second unit problems they're having.
Well, anytime that you have a second unit that can score, you know that you got a chance to make up the ground. That's what they're hoping for right here.
Rose is guarding Jordan. It's knocked away by Rose, but Harper is there to clean up. 10 points for Ron Harper, second to Jordan's 13.
The garbage game.
Yes, it is.
Killing Indiana. The garbage game.
There's the shooting numbers, and shows Chicago impressively ahead. Derek McKee gets his own rebound and lays it in for the Pacers.
You know when you play down the park 3-on-3 on a Saturday, you go down there and there's 50 guys. If you don't take care of your defensive board, you go home in a hurry.
And you never get back, do you?
That's right. And that's what we're seeing here tonight.
Bulls by 3 with 7:35 remaining in the second quarter. These two teams have the best records in the Eastern Conference of the NBA right now. Jordan, a double team, beats it and is fouled. A turnaround on the baseline, and Michael Jordan has made more spectacular shots in his career, but never as many difficult shots as we've seen in this first half.
Yeah, now he's working very hard. Jalen Rose plays him well here. And he's right here. Now just watch as he takes the swipe right there, and then he caught him as he recovered to go for the shot block.
Rose with the personal foul, and Michael Jordan misses the free throw. Jordan is 6 for 11, by the way, from the field, and has 15 points, and the Bulls are up by 5. Here is Fred Hoiberg, and that's his specialty, although he was inside the line. Hoiberg with a basket to cut it to 3.
Well, he shoots 40% in threes, but only 41% in twos. They like his game. He has good size, 6'4", and he can hit the perimeter.
And McKee knocks the ball away from Rodman, and with 12 seconds on the clock, Bulls ball, and Rick Smits, who scored 9 points to lead the Pacers in the first quarter, will be coming back in.
Jazz and Hornets, Wednesday at 8 Eastern. The NBA's on the Superstation.
Ladies and gentlemen, the amazing RX 300. It's escape. Bring it to me. Bring me my prize.
The amazing four-wheel drive RX 300.
Close the gates!
Not just another SUV. It's like no other vehicle on Earth.
This year,
you'd really like to be there, but it's miles away.
Let DirecTV Sports take you to the game with MLB Extra Innings. See up to 35 regular season games every week from all across the country and never leave home. Call 1-800-GET-SPORTS and get the entire regular season for only $119 or 4 payments of $29.75. Call now and save $20 off the regular season price. Catch the highlights as they happen from the best seat in the house, your house. Sit behind the plate, down the line, up the alley, on the bag, even in your very own skybox. Order right now, and you'll also get a free subscription to On, the official magazine of DirecTV Sports. Choose from up to 35 regular season games every week, and we'll take you there. Heck, you don't even have to pay for parking, but you do have to pick up the peanut shells. Order MLB Extra Innings today on DirecTV Sports.
Ernie Johnson in Atlanta. The Knicks have won 16 of the last 18 at the Garden against the Sixers, and it's all New York again tonight. Larry Johnson on the feed from John Starks for 2 of his 17 first-half points. And the Knicks with a 17-point lead at the break, 51-34. Tough night so far for Allen Iverson, just 3 out of 13 from the field. Back to Dick and Hubie.
All right, Ernie, thank you very much. A 3-point lead for the Bulls. And what about that rebounding story we've been following, Hubie?
Well, you can see Dennis with the 9. He only has 2 offensive boards, but he's been able to keep the ball alive in a few other occasions. Dale Davis doing a good job with the 3 offensive boards, and he's made them pay because he put 2 of them back in. Now, Rodman is working hard, no doubt about it. That was his first offensive board. Now, that was just, you know, he got away with a foul there. You can see it. Dennis, always dangerous coming over your back. He's going to push you out of the way. And you know at the end of the night, you're going to sleep well when you're matched up with him.
Here is Michael Jordan, blocked by Rick Smits, who just came into the game out of bounds. And with 1 second on the shot clock for the Chicago Bulls, they have 1 second, and Rick Smits a presence immediately in his return to the game.
Oh, you cannot allow a lob here.
Tony Kukoc also back in the lineup, and Jordan, no basket. Jordan bobbled the pass, and that is where the 1 second went by the boards. He bobbled the pass inbounds, and the time went out, and Phil Jackson is complaining to Ron Garrettson.
Yeah, you know, they're saying, you know, fast clock, naturally you're on the road. If this was in Chicago, everybody'd be happy because we'd still be waiting after the guy dribbled the ball 3 bounces.
Right. It was not a clean catch in any event. So Travis Best in the backcourt along with Fred Hoiberg, and they're looking inside for Derek McKee. McKee is guarded by Jordan, and it's a lot of tangled arms going on. 8 on the shot clock.
Dick, Michael Jordan's getting away with a lot of fouls.
Travis Best hits the jumper. Travis Best, who has struggled shooting 20% in the last 7 games, and that'll do wonders for his confidence.
Well, he's an excellent defender. He passes the ball well. He gets them in their offenses, but he's got to get you 6 to 8 points a night. That's what Larry Bird is looking for him.
1-point lead now for the Bulls as the Pacers have come back. Here is Kukoc, and that finally drops for Tony Kukoc. Only his 4th point of the game.
Dick, who needs an offensive postman with the Bulls? Well, they've run 3 guys in there, and all they're doing is scoring.
Here is Hoiberg coming off the screen, and that is off the mark, and the rebound by Rodman. Here is Ron Harper, who has scored 10 points. Steve Kerr missing a 3, and the rebound Travis Best, and the former Georgia Tech guard bringing it up. Picked up by Kerr. That's the point guard matchup right now.
You see, they continue to miss guys in transition, Dick. You got to get it to the guy when he's wide open.
Here is Hoiberg, and he gets Harper in the air, but Hoiberg rushes his shot, tapped away by Kukoc, and it's last touched by the Pacers. And coming back in, Reggie Miller for Indiana and Scottie Pippen for the Bulls.
Difference in the game. At the one end of the floor, Chicago getting second chance and posting up and doing a high percentage job. At the other end of the floor, Indiana scrambling and missing wide open shots 18 to 22 feet away from the basket.
Yet looking at the shooting percentage, hard to believe that the Pacers only trail by 3.
Well, they're getting a lot of good looks, Dick. They have to pick up the shooting in the second half.
Kerr is looking inside to Rodman. Goes behind. Good screen for Kukoc, who nails it. Rodman, well executed play, and Tony Kukoc hits the jumper. 5-point lead for the Bulls with under 5 minutes remaining in the first half. They've got Kukoc on Smits again.
That's your strength.
And a 3-second violation called against Indiana, but they didn't get to him quick enough.
Well, you know, Dick, anytime they throw it in and they double team and he kicks the ball out and he reposts, give him a chance to repost and then go right back to him, because there's still plenty of time on the shot clock. If Chicago double teams the second time, you are wide open on the perimeter.
Only the second Indiana turnover of the game, but Rick Smits has to be the go-to man. Here is Jordan going up and gets the roll. He had Derek McKee in his face, and Jordan now with 17, 10 in the first quarter, and the Bulls have their biggest lead of the game, 7. Best coming off the screen. Kukoc cuts him off nicely. Antonio Davis, tough lay-in on the baseline, and Antonio Davis has 8 coming off the bench, and Indiana getting scoring from their reserves thus far.
You said it right on and on. That was a tough shot, Dick. He had to really muscle that one up. We're going to give you Michael just blowing by people right here. Now just watch how easy he makes the shot look. Now he had to go in the air past 2 guys in white shirts. He already went by 2 off the dribble. So we give him.
Where was that 5th man?
Yeah. It doesn't matter with him tonight. Not in this first half.
Mark Jackson has come in for Travis Best, who played well at backup point guard while he was in there. 3 under 4 minutes to go, and Scottie Pippen's reverse lay-in attempt goes off the rim, but it was a nifty executed play. Here's Davis, and he gets the basket on the no-look pass inside, I believe, from McKee.
Now, Antonio Davis is doing what you're supposed to do when you get inside that dotted line, and that is finish strong.
Indiana 2.5 games behind Chicago in the East, 2 in the loss column. This is a paramount battle tonight here at Market Square Arena, as the pushing foul on Michael Jordan committed by Derek McKee.
Well, Antonio Davis, when you pick him up out there, you know something bad is going to happen. Now, right here, here's your double down, and now just a nice strong move. Take it strong to the rim. The one thing is when power forwards get picked up, they pick up Michael Jordan, they just don't want to be embarrassed.
41-38, Smits picking up Jordan, who loses Smits in a hurry and misses the lay-in. Here is Mark Jackson as Indiana has numbers coming up.
Yep, Jordan's down at the other end of the floor.
Smits to McKee, lays it in. Michael Jordan remained on the other side of the floor, and right now the Pacers have cut it again to 1.
Yeah, it's there for them. See, anytime that the Pacers force the action in transition basketball, they're open, because invariably one Chicago Bull does not get back over half court tonight. Only in the second quarter it's been happening.
Kukoc again on the pickup by Rick Smits. Ron Harper fires away a 2-point basket, and they change it to 3. Ron Harper, and the Bulls are getting offense from Harper tonight. He has 13 in the game, has surpassed his season's average by about 4. Miller misses a 3-point attempt. Reggie driving to the basket, and he's fouled.
See, when Reggie's having a great night, what you see is threes, the mid-range jump shots, and then taking it to the rim and getting on the line for 8 to 9 foul shot attempts.
Miller with only 4, but he'll shoot 2.
So the detective said the butler didn't do it. It was my book. Let's go, Rick. Where's that page? I've got to finish my book. Hello, sir. Can you please tell me how your book ends? No! Now I'll never know. Rick! Oh, Rick, look what I've got. Good dog.
Introducing the amazing 4-wheel drive RX 300. Not just another SUV. It's like no other vehicle on Earth.
Out here, we negotiate on the court. Somebody coming off the bench to give you a rest? I'm busting you down.
Give it up. Get your hands up off me. Foul me, man. Foul me.
What foul? Show me the blood.
The NBA on TNT is brought to you by Lexus. The future of Lexus is here. Fasten your seatbelts. By Champion. Nothing matters but the game. And by Burger King, where you can get your burger's worth.
We'd like to show you the triangle. Steve Kerr has the basketball right here. Dennis Rodman is going to come into the post. The pass will be made to Rodman. Kerr will clear out. Now keep an eye on Tony Kukoc right here, how he sets up his man. Now once Kerr clears out, now hold it right there. Now you're going to see the defender went under. And by going under, Kukoc read that, and he just stepped right back for the uncontested shot. See, that's the old story. It's not how fast you go off the screens. It's how you read the defense.
Reggie Miller hits the first free throw. This is an amazing statistic. Indiana outscoring Chicago off the bench 20-0, with Antonio Davis scoring 10 points, and that is a stunner. Reggie Miller, who leads the Pacers in free throw attempts coming into the game, going to the line for his first tonight. And Miller right now has 6 points, and the Bulls lead is 2. Indiana yet to miss from the free throw strike. They're 11 for 11. Kukoc guarded by Smith. Tony with a move around Rick Smith, but a wild shot, and Antonio Davis gets the rebound.
Chicago reads it, mismatches on the by-end defender. They read so well, Dick, and they just take you right off the dribble.
Indiana with under 2 minutes to go, looking to tie the game or take a lead if they can hit a three. They led early on 7-3, but the Bulls have taken over since then, but it's been a tight game. Smith with a turnaround at the 24 buzzer and misses. 11 rebounds, meanwhile, for Dennis Rodman.
Indiana upset right now because they feel they're being held on screens down on the baseline.
Scottie Pippen looking for room. Smith has been a big figure right in the middle, and Scottie hits a three. Scottie Pippen, who is at 34% in trifectas since he's returned to action, missing the first 35 games. The Bulls are 23-6 since Scottie Pippen has come back into action.
Well, the Bulls have come to life shooting threes in this quarter. That is their third one that they've made.
Jackson inside, Antonio Davis with 12 off the bench, and he has led the charge. The Pacers ought to say a lot of thanks during intermission to what Antonio Davis has given him tonight.
He's playing at the top of his game. I'd like to see Rick Smits get a little closer to the basket and stop fading away right now and shooting 15-foot jump hooks.
Under a minute to go, as you see, 12 on the shot clock. Harper backs his way in. Ron Harper now with 15 points in the game. So Jordan and Harper, the starting backcourt tandem, 32 points thus far for the Bulls. Mark Jackson working against Scottie Pippen, spinning his way in. Throws up a wild shot, and Rodman gets rebound number 12. And now with 19 on the shot clock and the game clock rolling down here in the second quarter, the Bulls up again by 5. Kukoc goes to the hoop as Smits gambled and got burned.
Oh, you cannot gamble on a pass into a post, man, because if you miss the pass, you saw what happened, an absolute layup.
And matching the biggest lead of the first half for the Bulls, they're up by 7. Mark Jackson comes back and hits. That's a 2-point basket, and it's 51-46. Time running out in the first half. Michael Jordan with a fire shot off the glass, and that'll do it. And a well-played first half, as you would expect, between the top two teams record-wise in the Eastern Conference. Jordan with 17 and Antonio Davis with 12. And at the end of the first half here at Market Square Arena, in the third meeting between these teams, the Bulls lead the Pacers by a score of 51-46. Nike halftime report coming up from Atlanta next.
Ladies and gentlemen, the amazing RX 300. It's escape. Bring it to me. We mean like prize.
the amazing four-wheel drive RX 300.
Close the gates!
Not just another SUV. It's like no other vehicle on Earth.
White Crunch, ahoy!
Nestle Crunch also comes in creamy white chocolate. It's just more fun to munch.
Wild Things is a sexy sizzler.
Can I play too?
Full of wicked fun. It's the hottest since Basic Instinct.
You're good, you know that?
Kevin Bacon, Matt Dillon, Nev Campbell. Wild Things, directed by John McNaughton, rated R. Opens Friday.
In the Northwest, it rains 200 days a year. In the Sun Belt, the sun never stops. In the Heartland, weather is extreme. Your home has its own climate, and now it has its own paint. New Dutch Boy Climate Guard. 5 different exterior paints formulated to withstand the specific weather conditions in the 5 different regions of the country, guaranteed for 20 years. So wherever your home is, give it the special protection it needs. Give it the lasting look of new Dutch Boy Climate Guard paints.
They have played 24 minutes at Market Square. Big showdown in the Eastern Conference between a couple of heavyweights on St. Patrick's Day. Bulls with Michael Jordan scoring 17, leading the Pacers 51-46. Along with Cheryl Miller, Ernie Johnson in Atlanta, it is time for the Nike Halftime Report. I know your brother had to be really geeked for this thing at home against Michael and the guys. Yeah. Your take on the first half?
Well, it's a huge game, obviously, for Indiana. And when you're playing Michael Jordan, he got off to a great start, 17 points. Him and Reggie started jawing at each other. But it's tough to stop Michael Jordan. Anybody in the league will tell you that. But the best defense sometimes on Michael Jordan is a good offense. Reggie has to be aggressive at the offensive end.
And make Michael work on the defensive side. So it's 51-46. Michael with 17, Bulls by 5. Now, word out of Houston tonight is that the next step in Clyde Drexler's career will be head coach at his alma mater, the University of Houston, where he would take over for Alvin Brooks, who was let go at season's end. Various outlets are reporting Clyde will retire at season's end and take over the Cougars. He and Akeem Olajuwon, of course, members of the Phi Slamma Jamma Houston team of the early 80s.
Yeah.
Wow. What do you think? Maybe it sounds like a great idea right now, but you're a coach.
Hey,
what's he in for?
You know, Ernie, it's a great job. You're playing you're going to be coaching at your alma mater. Obviously, there's a lot of pluses, a shorter schedule, 50 games less, but then again, you got to look at the fact that you're going to start recruiting, and if Clyde thought that there were some attitude problems with his team, he hasn't seen anything yet in the college ranks.
He's not saying much right now about all the reports, but he does say he still does bleed Cougar red, so look for Clyde Drexler, and this should happen sometime tomorrow. It was just before Christmas that Patrick Ewing went down for the year. It was thought with a wrist injury. Now on St. Patrick's Day, there is talk of a Ewing comeback this season. He met the media in New York before the Knicks and Sixers tipped tonight.
Well, my goal is to definitely come back for the playoffs. I was hoping that I would come back during the season, but according to the doctors, that's not realistic. So my goal is to come back for the season. I'm gonna continue with the rehab and keep trying to get stronger and do everything that I have to do to make sure that if I fall or all the bad things that the doctors have been telling me don't happen.
Knicks have been stumbling a bit lately. Patrick watching again from the sidelines tonight. They've lost 3 in a row in 6 of their last 7. And early on, Allen Iverson feeding to Tim Thomas at 6-2 Sixers. And then the Knicks outscore him 23-10 the rest of the quarter. Allen Houston to Anthony Bowie to Charles Oakley, 23-15. Larry Brown's guys were down 9 after 1, and then again Bowie with the feed to Larry Johnson, who scored 8 straight in the second quarter, 17 in the half. John Starks, no, but there's that man Anthony Bowie again. Knicks recently signed him, and he's getting his share of highlights tonight. Allen Houston with a big stick. He had 15 in the half, and it is 62-46. The Knicks with the lead big over Philadelphia as they try to snap that 3-game losing streak. Denver and Washington at MCI Center tonight, and we have a Monica Lewinsky sighting at MCI. Rod Strickland working on Corey Alexander. Watch him work. And the spin and the right hand off the glass. 42-34. The Wiz. Once again, Strickland going to try to take it to the hoop. But when this won't go, you always got your buddy Chris Webber there somehow to stick that back in. He had 19 points in the first half. Bernie Bickerstaff's Wizards, who right now are number 8 in the East. They're the bubble team, leading 87-80 over the Nuggets with 1:39 to play in that game. Vancouver and Orlando playing at the O Arena. Nice moment for Brian Hill. His return to the O Arena got a standing ovation from the Magic fans. He's trying to get Vancouver their franchise-high 16th victory in a season. Sharif Abdur-Rahim with a nice drive around Horace Grant. But it would not happen again. Watch Grant this trip. Big block. White shirts going the other way. And it's going to wind up in the hands of Bo Outlaw. Nice feed from Mark Price. 47-44 Magic, but the Grizz playing tough on the road. Tony Massenberg, yeah, that's a stick. 55-52 at the break. Orlando has come back to reclaim a 6-point lead. It's 66-60 about midway through the third quarter at the O Arena. When the Nike halftime report continues, they've played 10 times and the same team has won them all. Would the Hawks be able to keep their perfect record against the Raptors as they hooked up at Sky Dome tonight? And the Celtics can double last season's win total with a W in Big D. Highlights coming up.
This is not about fashion. This is about the soft, vulnerable, flimsy, fantastic human body, chasing perfection in the hard, uncaring, physical world. This is about not having to wear your own sweat the whole game. This is about how something as small as how you feel can decide something as big as who wins. This is Nike Fit, performance apparel. The evolution of skin.
While these two trucks appear to be exactly the same, there is, however, one measurable difference. The brand of brake pads. Performance friction carbon metallic. The power to stop the best. Ask for them at AutoZone.
People have been asking how we put so many new capabilities into the Pentium 2 processor, like the ability to run software that lets you enhance photos, watch smooth full-screen DVD movies on your PC, and play games in lifelike 3D. Well, as you can see, it's all very technical.
Welcome back. It's promo time. And Cheryl, I'm going to go into the FM announcer mode here. We got plenty of jazz coming your way tomorrow night. TBS. Utah takes its 11-game winning streak to Charlotte. A week from tonight, more jazz here at 9:12 Eastern Time. They're home against the Suns. And next Wednesday, no jazz. But we will have the Bulls and the Magic from Orlando on TBS. We have more highlights.
Please.
Thank goodness. Atlanta Hawks, Toronto Raptors playing at Sky Dome tonight. Mookie Blaylock bangs the jumper, 10-8 Atlanta. Little defense from Dikembe Mutombo with a block on John Wallace. And he even waves the thing on the road. Oliver Miller with a block on Mookie Blaylock. Chauncey Billups behind the back. The Tracy McGrady for the Jam. The kid scores. 45-44 was the Atlanta lead, and now they've stretched it out to an 11-point advantage. 3:27 to go in the game. The Hawks 10-0 all-time against the Raptors, and they lead it by 11. Boston and Dallas playing at Reunion Arena tonight, and Kenny Anderson back in the Boston lineup for Rick Pitino. Michael Finley on the pass from Khalid Reeves. Hits the three. Scoring about 22 a night is Finley, and here comes Boston with Kenny Anderson from behind his back and hitting the layup. Three-point play. 27-20. The Celtics with the lead over Dallas. Cedric Ceballos out for probably the rest of the year for Dallas. Going to have right knee surgery later in the week. Boston trying to stay in the Eastern Conference playoff picture. They're on the outside looking in. They're up by 7 over Dallas. Milwaukee and Houston, 31-22 is the Rocket lead. They've won 3 games in a row. Milwaukee playing without Tyrone Hill. You got no Tyrone Hill. You got no big dog. You got no Terrell Brandon. You basically have no chance, and you're down by 9 points after one. Sacramento and Phoenix Kings have lost 23 straight games at Phoenix. Last time Sacramento won in Phoenix, Reggie Theus was still playing for Sacramento. That was back in the day, as Reggie would say.
Way back.
Let's talk about the Eastern Conference playoff picture. And the Atlanta Hawks, who had that 11-0 start, basically a 500 team since then, but still battling for home court, trying to chase down Charlotte right now.
Well, Charlotte right now certainly has been playing some incredible basketball. Obviously, we're on a 10-game winning streak until Washington showed up in Charlotte, but they're one game behind Charlotte with 25 losses, actually. But, you know, this is a Hawks team that is really trying to get back that intensity. They're trying to push the ball more. Lenny Wilkins likes the style and the rhythm of the team right now, and Alan Henderson's been absolutely sensational at the power forward spot. The main key, obviously, for the Hawks is to maintain their health. And
try to get that home court 4-5 right there. In that short series with the Rockets, you want to have more games in Atlanta if you're going to try to chase them down. Meantime, Charlotte tomorrow night on TBS, as I told you before. Back to put the finishing touch on the Nike halftime report in just a second. Chicago leading Indiana by a handful.
Discover timeless styling that goes beyond fashion. Discover superior quality and attention to detail that's backed by more than mere words. Discover the finest cruiser that delivers an extraordinary experience unmatched by any other. Discover yourself on a Royal Star by Yamaha.
I've seen every card there is. Thousands of cards. Super 8's VIP card. It says, congratulations, your reservation is guaranteed, and you get 10% off. Life's great at Super 8.
Neutrogena T-Gel Shampoo, recommended #1 by dermatologists. It works. Works on all 3 major itchy, flaky scalp conditions. The leading prescription dandruff shampoo doesn't. Neutrogena T-Gel Shampoo. It works.
Tell you something, that Denver-Washington game is not over. 3-point game, 88-85, and Denver will not go away. Bobby Jackson with the drive off the glass with under a minute to play, cuts the lead to 1. So Denver hanging in there. They have lost 10 in a row, but they're down 88-87, under a minute to go in that game. Weber has 26, Strickland 19 and 10. Later tonight, Cleveland takes on Portland, and then it's a battle of teams that are 14 and 50. The Clippers and the Warriors. Good seats still available. Remember, after the Bulls and Pacers, Cheryl and I will take you inside the NBA. Loads of highlights and a look behind the scenes at what it takes to put on an NBA game. We'll take you to Houston for that. Sunday on NBC, you'll see one of these games, either the Hawks and the Pistons or the Utah Jazz and the New York Knicks. Coverage begins Sunday, high noon on the Peacock. The game you're watching here on TNT tonight is a good one. And you thought it would be. 51-46, Bulls leading the Pacers. Third quarter coming up.
Nobody's tougher on motor oil than a police force. The extreme stress and searing heat generated by their hard driving can break down an oil in no time. That's why hard-working police forces use Castrol GTX, the first leading 10W30 to meet the tougher volatility requirements targeted for the new millennium. Because some people have more important things to worry about. Castrol GTX. Drive hard. GTX is first to meet the volatility requirements targeted for the new millennium.
He had the most beautiful swing. It was like nothing I had ever seen before.
He would practice all the time. Broke every window in the neighborhood.
He went on to do things with physics I didn't think possible.
When you're using an American Express card, nothing's out of bounds. Boundaries are for golf, not life.
The biggest night in sports entertainment. The baddest man on the planet. On March 29th, the 2 greatest attractions in pay-per-view history collide in one colossal event as Iron Mike returns to the ring. WrestleMania. Tyson. Live Sunday, March 29th on Direct Ticket.
DirecTV presents Cole the Conqueror.
Join me, and the earth shall be our empire.
In letterbox widescreen presentation.
My queen!
Now you can see all the action the way the filmmakers intended it. The TV format will also be available, but the big screen action is only available in the widescreen format. Don't miss any of the thrills, order the letterbox version of Cole the Conqueror. Playing on DirecTV.
This program is authorized under broadcasting rights granted by the National Basketball Association. Any publication, reproduction, or other use of the pictures, descriptions, or accounts of this game without the expressed written consent of the National Basketball Association is prohibited.
Halftime, and the Indiana Pacers have to be pleased that they're only down by 5 to the Chicago Bulls when you consider that the Bulls are out shooting them by a substantial margin, 54% to 44. We'll get to the bench points in a moment, 22-0. And the three-point shooting, the Pacers are 1 for 8. But I've got to admit to you on St. Patrick's Day that I am green with envy over Hubie Brown's green tie. Happy
today's our day to flaunt it.
Okay, and you should do that. What about are you surprised at the bench point?
No, I tell you why, Dick. First of all, it's deceiving. 22-0. You say, well, right now only Kerr has 10 minutes. 2 other guys have 3 and 2 minutes. They've only taken 2 shots. But Jordan, Harper, and Rodman have all played over 21 minutes. He's keeping his starters in the game.
Hubie, let's talk about the 2 matchups. First, the scoring matchup between the 2 scorers, Jordan and Miller. No contest right now.
No contest, mainly because Jordan has 15 shot attempts. Reggie Miller only has 6. They've got to get Miller and Smits more shots. Plus, Reggie is 0 for 4 in threes. You can see that the attempts are not there. You got to get the catches in order to keep up with Mike.
And the other thing you're watching tonight, the rebounding, particularly the offensive rebounding.
Well, Dennis has been out there for 24 minutes. You can see his totals. He's doing an excellent job. Dale and Antonio. Dale Davis came in, did an excellent job. Antonio, when he came in at the center position, not only gave you the rebounding, but 12 points. The only guy in double figures for Indiana.
Right now, Brian Burwell.
Thank you, Dick. I just talked with Phil Jackson, and because this was a well-played half, he didn't really have too many complaints, but because he is a coach, he found something to complain about, and that was that Antonio Davis getting those 12 points off the bench. He said, I'm going to have to find a better matchup off the bench to go against Dale because can't allow that to happen anymore in the second half. Back to you.
All right, Brian, thank you very much. So as we start the third quarter, it'll be Michael Jordan, along with Tony Kukoc, Scottie Pippen, Dennis Rodman, and Ron Harper for the Indiana Pacers, Mark Jackson, and Reggie Miller in the backcourt, Rick Smits, Dale Davis, and Chris Mullin up front. So Dale Davis, who came out early and scored 4 points, 2 quick fouls in the lineup. Here is Scottie Pippen, and he hits the first shot of the third quarter.
Well, they ran the triangle on one side of the floor, but then that beautiful screen down, Scottie Pippen opened right up. That's a pet play on the opposite side. Ooh, great steal by Pippen.
He's got Harper with him, and Ron Harper is fouled by Mark Jackson. So the turnover on the fine defensive play will send Ron Harper to the line. Harper, by the way, missed his first shot of the game, then hit his next 7.
Well, you're going to see the steal right here. See, once again, they catch Indiana lax. And then when they get out here in the open floor 2-on-1, no one's going to give you a layup. Fine. You go to the foul line, you've got to knock him down.
And there's a guy who really gets overlooked so many times as he misses his first free throw is Ron Harper. And when people talked about what the Bulls lineup would be, Luke Longley on the injured list right now, they say Harper's got to be in there. He's too valuable to open the game on the bench.
Well, Harper and Kukoc decide whether or not they handle you on the road if you're a plus 500 team. Now, right now, believe it or not, the Bulls are 4 for 10 on the foul line.
And Harper just missed 2, so it's 53 to 46. 7-point lead matches its biggest lead of the game, and the Pacers have turned it over their last 2 times down the court, and Larry Bird's expression and comment, as you could read lips, said it all. So Indiana coming out a bit lethargic here in this third quarter of what is deemed the most important game of the year for Indiana by their coach, Larry Bird. Scottie Pippen gets the ball back and misses on the shot, and Rick Smits with a rebound.
See, once again, they went right at posting Scottie Pippen on Chris Mullin.
Mullin trying to get underway. He hit a 3 in the first quarter. He hits his second basket here, 5 in the game.
Now, if Chris can get it going, it will take the pressure off the posting up of Rick Smits. But he's got to be able to keep Pippen busy.
You like saying Pippen? Yes. A lot of P's. Kukoc with a 2-point basket, so Tony Kukoc has 10, and 4 Bulls are in double figures.
Larry Bird says the guy he fears, he knows that Jordan and Pippen are going to score. You've got to stop Kukoc. Already he's got 10.
7-point lead for the Bulls. And Pippen gets the ball back. 3 turnovers by the Indiana Pacers already in the third. Scottie Pippen misses a shot, long rebound, and a 2-on-1 break. Jackson and Reggie Miller. Miller will fire a 3 and hit. And now they're saying that his foot was on the line. Let's check. It is a 3. 3-point basket, and the Bulls lead cut to 4, and that is Reggie Miller's first from 3-point range.
He needed it, the Pacers needed it, and the fans needed it.
He wasn't going to settle for the traditional 2-on-1 lay-in. Harper finds Rodman. They surrounded Ron Harper, but wide open underneath was Dennis Rodman.
Dennis Rodman, very high IQ for basketball. Moved beautifully without the ball. The man left him right to the front of the rim.
And Mullen hits his first 2 shots of the third quarter, so Larry Bird would have to hope that Chris Mullen stays hot. That opens up the floor considerably for the Pacers when he can hit the perimeter shot. Here is Jordan working in, and he reverses himself and leads Reggie Miller at his wake. 19 for Michael.
Michael has too many moves with his back to the basket not to be double teamed. Because if you notice, he has not had a difficult shot posting up.
Reggie Miller misses, gets knocked down, no foul called, and Scottie Pippen brings it up for the Bulls. They're exceptional in the transition on open floor. Again, posting up against Reggie Miller is Jordan. Jordan with the turnaround. And a foul is called against Miller. That'll be Miller's first.
Well, you always say, never foul a jump shooter, and especially one as good as Michael Jordan. Now, this is just a great move. See, he faked going to the baseline with the right hand, came back right into the lane. Michael has multiple moves, and then he always has the advantage because of the elevation and the fadeaway jump shot.
Bulls struggling from the free throw line and continue to do so as Jordan misses his first free throw attempt.
4 for 11. You know, you can see a coach right there. You'd be blowing them out tonight. But you got to remember, they only shoot 74 from the line as a team.
He makes the second. And the Bulls lead by 7. So they've been at 7, matching their biggest lead of the game, established late in the second quarter. Here is Mark Jackson off the screen. Mullins found the range thus far. Double team. Plenty of time on the shot clock with 8 right now. Jackson finds Miller. Miller driving with a runner. And the loose ball, and Miller wins, I think. No tie-up. That's one of the few loose balls Indiana's gotten tonight. Mullen misses a 3, and the rebound by Dale Davis, and he puts it in.
He's done a terrific job, Dick. You have to give him a lot of credit right now. That is his 4th offensive rebound, and he's put 3 of them back in.
60 to 55, 5-point lead with under 8 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. And a hard foul as Mullen smacked Michael Jordan in the face. That is Mullen's second foul.
See, they continue to run their triangle on one side of the floor. And then if they do reverse it, they post up on a quick move to Michael Jordan or Scottie Pippen. Has been very successful this evening.
Nice when you have Pippen and Jordan as 2 of the 3 angles of the triangle, isn't it?
Oh, well, I would hope so, that we're evaluating their talent correctly.
And Harper loses the ball off his leg out of bounds. And Indiana coming back. They've been down by 7 on many occasions thus far tonight. Down by 5 with the ball.
Chicago only 5 turnovers in this game.
Protecting the ball extremely well in this big road game. And Smits is fouled by Kukoc. That'll be 2 on Tony.
Just want to bring out the point about Rick Smits. He's a 50% shooter. He has an advantage with Tony Kukoc playing him. And tonight, he's involved in so many high and wide screen and rolls. I think you're kind of going away from your strength factor.
9 points in the first quarter, and that's all Rick Smits has been able to get. Mullen was looking for the foul, and the ball knocked out of bounds. Last touched by the Bulls. Scottie Pippen with the block. Mullen looking for Reggie Miller. Smits nowhere to be found inside, and Kukoc now, they find Smits, double team on Rick, and the hook shot from the baseline misses. Rodman with another rebound. He's got 13 rebounds in the game, and if you keep him at a season's average, you've done a good job. Coming in averaging 15 on the season, leading the NBA. Pippen trying to post up against Mullen. He does. Scotty with the assortment moves it. Smith comes around and blocks the shot. Good help by Rick Smith.
Yeah, they needed that. Now they need a score. This third quarter, Dick, they're really struggling in their half-court set. Nothing is coming easy here.
And Mullen lays it in. Chris Mullen has scored 6 points here in the third quarter, and timeout called by the Bulls as Indiana, not to be denied, has continued to make rallies tonight.
Now just watch Rick Smith come into your picture right there. It's a great block by Rick. And at the other end of the floor, I just got finished saying they have not had good looks in this quarter, and Mullen takes it right down the highway.
Last Friday, I joined volunteers at the local community center to serve a weekly dinner. Everyone found something to do. The Jolinger family prepared the turkey. Debbie served the soup. Mrs. Thompson's first grade class baked cookies. Even the too cool B.J. Carter helped out. Mr. Martin, I'm not too sure what he did. And Mrs. Semler finally put that old piano to use. We all learned something that afternoon, how good it feels making people smile. Team up with your community.
I heard about this car that's supposed to be safe for you and your kids, but it's so expensive, you probably couldn't afford to have kids and that car at the same time. How about a Chevy Cavalier? It comes with standard anti-lock brakes and next-generation driver and front passenger airbags. So for around $12,800, you can get everything you want in a car, including kids. Who decided that only people who can afford expensive cars should be safe? Get the car that's easy to own, a Cavalier. Genuine Chevrolet, the cars more Americans trust.
In the Northwest, it rains 200 days a year. In the Sun Belt, the sun never stops. In the Heartland, weather is extreme. Your home has its own climate, and now it has its own paint. New Dutch Boy Climate Guard. 5 different exterior paints formulated to withstand the specific weather conditions in the 5 different regions of the country, guaranteed for 20 years. So wherever your home is, give it the special protection it needs. Give it the lasting look of new Dutch Boy Climate Guard paints.
Ernie Johnson in Atlanta. Denver was 1-54 when they trailed going to the fourth quarter. Tonight, they were down 11 going to the fourth at Washington and won the game. Anthony Goldwire for 3 puts them up by 1. Washington missed twice in the closing seconds. And the Nuggets beat the Wiz 90-89. Anthony Goldwire had 14 points. The Fonz had 18. Johnny Newman 16. The Nuggets winners tonight. Dick and Hubert.
6:27 to go in the third quarter. A shocking loss by the Wizards, looking for the 8th and final playoff berth. The Bulls lead 60-57. Happy St. Patrick's Day to all of you. Michael Jordan with 20, leading the Bulls, and Antonio Davis with 12 off the bench, leading the Pacers, as Indiana shooting 50% and the Bulls a bit higher than that, shooting-wise, in the third.
Well, Dick, it's nice to see Chris Mullen come to life, because we brought up the point early in the game. In his last 10 encounters, he has only had double figures on 3 occasions.
He's only averaged 6 points in that span. You want a lot more from your shooting forward. Here is Kukoc inside the line, misses, and Mullen with the rebound. So Indiana now down by 3 with 6 minutes remaining in the third quarter. There's the backcourt story, and it was Harper and Jordan early on. They had the bulk of the scoring tonight for the Bulls. Rick Smith hitting his first point since the first quarter, has 11 in the game, and the Bulls lead at one time 7, cut to 1.
Yeah, that was nice because Rick Smith spotted up on that screen and roll, and on the spot up, the rotator guy was late getting there.
Harper guarded by Jackson now on the switch. Antonio Davis. Here's that triangle with Rodman getting it back to Kukoc. 7 on the shot clock for Chicago. Jordan checks the clock. He's got Miller defending him. Here's Michael's shot. It's good. Michael Jordan now with 22.
Because of the range factor and the fact that he was only 18 feet away, when he gave that jab step, Reggie had to honor the move.
And that ends a 6-0 Pacer run. Reggie Miller still with 9 points in the game. Mullen hits a 3, and Chris Mullen now with 12 points, and his second 3-point basket of the game. He has scored 9 of his 12 here in the third quarter, and the crowd on its feet. That ties the game at 62. Here is Jordan trying to untie it, and Mullen gets a piece of it from behind. Kukoc leaves it for Pippen. Jordan working against Miller now with 4 on the clock. Jordan leans in and misses. And he gets his own rebound, but can't save it on a 3-on-1 break for Indiana. Reggie Miller goes to Mullen for 3. Yes. And here's Jordan. And Michael Jordan stayed in the backcourt, but the Pacers lead it 65-64. Smits with the up fake. Fires it off the backboard out of bounds. Michael Jordan stayed back, and the Bulls found it.
Michael never crossed half court. Mark Jackson went across half court up into the offensive end. You have to understand that someone is back there laying there for nothing but a layup.
Indiana with its first lead since it was 7-5 early in the first quarter. Kukoc finds Pippen, but a foul is called on the Bulls, and it'll be on Scottie Pippen, his second.
Yeah, they knocked Chris Mullen right out of bounds into the cheerleaders. Now Mullen is hot right now. Pippen has got to pay attention. He got away easy in the first half, mainly because Mullen only attempted 2 shots.
But he's got 12 points, including 2 threes here in the third quarter, and the Pacers with an impressive run. They have the ball in a 1-point lead. 3:35 to go in the third, and Smits is fouled by Kukoc, and that will be 3 on Kukoc.
See, Kukoc can't guard him in there, Dick, because he's constantly pushing him with his hands in the back. You're allowed to put a forearm in the guy's back, but not your hand. Michael Jordan is doing a terrific job chasing Reggie Miller around screens.
Joe Klein comes into the game, and with Luke Longley on the injured list with the sprained knee, more playing time for Klein and Dickie Simpkins, who we saw early on. Here is Mullen. He's red hot, and Pippen respecting him all over him now defensively. Here's Smits against Klein, and Smits hits, trying to take advantage of that edge. And Rick Smits with 13 in the game, and the Pacers are up by 3.
When Rick Smits gets his catches and he gets into a flow, you are not going to stop him. He'll only stop himself.
He missed 30 games with foot surgery last year, having a healthy year, and it is showed. Pippen with a scoop shot, and Rodman should get credit for the tip-in.
At that time, Rick Smits left Rodman to help out on that drive, Dick. And right now, you have Rodman with 14 rebounds.
Smits from the foul line misses, and Rodman now with the rebound number 15. And that is his season's average. So the Pacers have to make sure Rodman doesn't go wild off the boards the rest of this game. Jordan posting up against Miller, up and under, and he backs it in. Michael now with 26.
I'm sorry, Dick. That was just a great move by Michael. A beautiful head fake, an up and under move, and then the presence. He realized that was a difficult angle to swish the shot, and he banked it home.
Michael Jordan rising to the occasion in the big road game that the Bulls are facing tonight. The third game of the season series, 1-1 going in, with the Pacers winning at home in November and the Bulls winning at home in February. We'll be right back.
Get the latest scores and highlights from CNN Sports Illustrated nightly at 11 Eastern on CNN.
Isn't that a pretty sight?
So how many miles? 50?
90. 90,000 miles. Shoot, that's just getting broke in for Chevy.
Is that a scratch?
Scratches give character.
The best long-term quality of any full-size pickup belongs to Chevy.
Women like character.
Chevy, the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road.
Whew, what'd you step in?
NBA action goes into high gear for the season's second-half stretch run, and you go courtside with NBA League Pass. See up to 40 NBA games from outside your local area every week. Call 1-800-GET-SPORTS and catch the hottest games and the biggest stars, all for the special half-season price of only $99. See them slam, jam, dive, drive, scream, reject, rejoice. Your choice. Make your move with NBA League Pass, just $99, or 3 interest-free payments of $33. Order right now and get a free subscription to On. the official magazine of DirecTV Sports, filled with special features and unique insights. Plus, you'll receive a free NBA League Pass season broadcast schedule. Call 1-800-GET-SPORTS for NBA League Pass on DirecTV Sports.
The NBA on TNT is brought to you by Chevrolet Trucks, the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road. By Dutch Boy Paints, give your home the lasting look of Dutch Boy. And by AT&T, it's all within your reach.
We'd like to show you Mark Jackson with the basketball right here to the right of your screen. You're going to see a screen by Rick Smith. As Mark Jackson goes over the top in a screen and roll, he doesn't roll. He goes to an area and spots up. Kukoc is going to be late getting there. Keep an eye on it now. Now, up until now, it has not opened up. The Bulls have been covering it, but remember what we told you. They played last night. They traveled. It wasn't a very far distance, but you can see a fatigue factor. And remember this point. Dennis Rodman has played every minute of this game. Michael Jordan has only sat out 2 minutes. Michael Jordan has not come across half court on 3 occasions. In all my years watching Michael play, I have never seen him do that, ever.
So that's not by design.
Oh, no. Michael is, you know, he's a little tired here, and there's no doubt about it. You know, he's working hard offensively and then doing a great job on Reggie Miller defensively.
Scotty Burrell has come in the game for the Chicago Bulls for the first time. Mullen from the corner hits another 3. So Chris Mullen with 15 points and 3 from three-point range in this third quarter. And Mullen coming alive as he hasn't really much in the last 10 games, giving the Pacers a huge boost. Under 2 minutes to go in the third. Jordan with a fall away and the rebound by Scottie Pippen. Jordan driving the baseline this time. And Harper gives it back to Michael, and Michael hits.
Oh, boy. And a foul.
And a foul as well.
Unbelievable. 4-point play.
That was a 2-point basket, so it could be a 3-point play. Pretty good anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. This is nothing but hustle. Michael made that pass from behind the backboard and now steps up, makes the shot. Antonio Davis with the foul.
And Ron Harper was quick to give it back to Michael Jordan in the corner. And Jordan looking for his 29th point of the game. A big comeback from last night's 17-point effort against New Jersey. Michael Jordan knows what the statement games are to send messages throughout the season. He's got 29, and the Bulls regain the lead 71-70 with nearly a minute and a half to go here in the third quarter.
Now they have Scott Burrell on Chris Mullen.
Reggie Miller misses a long-range shot, and Dennis Rodman with rebound number 16, and he's headed for double digits in this game. Here is Jordan again with 29 points, posting up against Miller. He's had the big edge on Reggie tonight. Here's the double. Harper with the fake.
Beautiful.
Good ball movement, and Burrell misses a 3.
Now, Burrell has been playing very well for them off the bench. He's having a terrific season.
Mark Jackson alertly gets the loose ball. And a minute remaining here in the third quarter. Reggie Miller, short. He knew it. He got his own rebound. And this one goes through, and the basket counts.
He'll take that 3.
Reggie Miller knew he was short with it and went after his own rebound well.
An excellent call, Dick, because as soon as it left his hand, he knew he was to the right. And he went right down to the right baseline, and the ball came right to him. Keep an eye on this. Now, just watch it. He knows that it's going there. You'll see him come into your screen right down on the right side, and he beats Michael to the ball, gets the shot, and the foul.
He is 4 for 12 from the field, but Reggie Miller quietly now with 12 points in the game. And the Pacers lead in a seesaw affair here in the final minute of the third quarter, 73-71. A terrifically played basketball game here between the teams with the 2 best records in the Eastern Conference, and Rodman with a great pass to a driving Scottie Pippen, and a foul committed by McKee.
When they run their guard-around series out of the triangle, and that's what that was. When Pippen hit Rodman, he came right off him, and Rodman, smart enough, the defender was close. He let him cut right away, and then when the spacing was there, he delivered the pass.
12 points now for Scottie Pippen. He has given the Bulls energy that was sorely lacking when he was injured earlier in the year. And as Hubie pointed out, Pippen was not in the lineup when the Pacers won here earlier this season against Chicago.
Well, we have to remember, he missed 35 games, Dick, and since he's back, he's averaging 19 points, 5 assists. He's the #1 assist man on the Bulls.
Over 5 rebounds and 5 assists. Pretty good all-around game. Mullen misses a 3. Rodman the rebound. And playing for the last shot in a tie game are the world champion Chicago Bulls. The third quarter about to come to an end. Bulls led by 5 at the half and 6 after 1 quarter as Indiana staging an impressive third quarter surge. Ball knocked away. Time running out, and that'll do it. Chris Mullen came alive in the third quarter. 18 points in the game, 15 in the third. Get-eye from 3.
I'm happy for Chris because people who haven't seen him play in a couple of years, 5 years, he averaged over 25 points a game.
Tied after 3.
Somewhere, some poor slob's punching a time clock. He don't know what he's missing.
Wake up, come on, get up, son. We gotta go.
Meet Dan Wolf, champion bull rider. This is what he does. This is what he drives. Pretty nice life. Chevy S10, like a rock.
If you've been getting those phone stickers, you may be getting a little confused. So allow me to simplify.
I love stickers.
Okay, but if you're calling anywhere in America or anywhere around the world, most calls from home will cost you less with AT&T One Rate and One Rate International.
So you're saying the sticker...
I'm saying if you use those stickers, you could get a little sticky. You might get stuck paying more with those stickers.
Yeah, I know, I got that. But I love stickers.
Never been more frightened in my life.
In America and around the world, the AT&T One Rate plans. It's what most men can only dream about. Powerful engines, rumbling exhausts, miles of chrome, and over 175 channels. Right now during Honda Dream Days, buy a Shadow or Magnum. Get a satellite dish and 6 months of DirecTV. Or choose 7.9 APR with no down payment. So why dream when you can ride? Honda Dream Days ends May 31st. You'll even get a commemorative pin for showing up.
Come on!
Bulls and the Pacers tied at 73 as we start the fourth quarter. And want to remind you, Thursday night at 8 on TNT, Christy Swanson stars in Flowers in the Attic. And Saturday night at 8, don't miss Johnny Depp and Marlon Brando in Don Juan DeMarco coming up on TNT.
We'd like to show you the triangle offense. The basketball is right here. Here's the postman, and there's your triangle. The ball is going to come back to the top to Scottie Pippen. Dennis Rodman is going to come up, and Scotty's going to hit him with a pass. We call this a guard around. As he comes around, watch Pippen's defensive man follow him. Now keep an eye on this and watch the heads-up play by Rodman. As soon as Pippen got a half a step ahead, the ball was right on the money.
Indiana starting the fourth quarter, and Jalen Rose has come in the game for the Pacers. Steve Kerr in there for Chicago. Mark Jackson with 5 on the shot clock. Tries to get the pass into Derek McKee. Knocked out of bounds, and it's Chicago's ball.
Dick, at the end of 3, Chicago shooting 52%. They have missed 7 foul shots, 8 offensive boards. Rodman with 17. Indiana, 48%, 12 for 12 on the line, 8 offensive boards.
Pretty impressive. As you pointed out, Dennis Rodman has played the entire game, and Michael Jordan normally takes a breather at the end of the third quarter, early fourth, did not tonight.
No, Phil understands how big this game is tonight, and he's keeping the hot guys on the floor.
Jordan's shot is good. Michael Jordan now with 31 points. And the Bulls break the tie in the first minute of the fourth quarter. Mark Jackson in the backcourt with Reggie Miller, Derek McKee, Antonio Davis, and Jalen Rose up front for Indiana.
Now, right now, Indiana has the majority of their guys, second unit. They scored 20 points in that first half, 22 points.
Jalen Rose get the great feed to Derek McKee. Rose with the penetration, and as Larry Bird will tell you, Jalen Rose envisions himself as a point guard.
Yeah, unfortunately, he can't get the time here because of Mark Jackson and Best, and the only place they can play him to give him minutes is that small forward position.
Kerr picked up by Jackson. Jordan guarded by Miller. 10 on the shot clock for the Bulls. Jordan has had a spectacular game with very many difficult shots. Batted away with 2 on the shot clock. And the Bulls, 2 seconds to attempt a shot. Travis Best has come in for Mark Jackson as the point guard for the Indiana Pacers. Kukoc will inbound. 2 on the shot clock. Here's Jordan. Fires away. And the rebound by Antonio Davis. And he outjumped Rodman that time. Bulls and the Pacers tied at 75. Reggie Miller, and he has been missing threes, but you know he'll keep taking them because he is the bread and butter shooter for the Pacers.
Well, that time Michael Jordan got caught behind the screen.
Kukoc is guarding McKee. Scotty Burrell, tough defensive player on Rose. No basket, a foul before the shot. And Scott Burrell committing the foul, his second.
Scott Burrell, an excellent defender and a guy that Phil Jackson has a lot of confidence in. He's playing 12 minutes a game, getting them 5 points, doing a good job on the boards, and he's an excellent defender.
Scottie Pippen comes in, and Michael Jordan gets a rest. Ron Harper coming into the game, and Scott Burrell will sit down. So Jordan getting a rest a little later than he normally does.
Well, in the first half, they only played 3 guys off the bench. Wennington for 2 minutes, Simpkins for 3 minutes, and Kerr for 10. Now, the 3 guys between them only attempted 2 shots.
Jordan sits down with 31, and Reggie Miller gets a breather with 12 points. He's replaced by Rick Smith, so Indiana gets a bigger lineup in there against the Bulls, who are a small team right now. Travis Best forces it from the baseline. Tied at 75. Here's Ron Harper in the forecourt. Stop and go, and Harper draws the foul.
Harper has had one of his better games of the season. We saw you at halftime. Harper had 15 points, and he basically was great from the field, 7 for 8, and then he also had good rebounding. Now, tonight, he's gliding. He looks like the old Harper who scored over 20 a game when he was at Cleveland and with the Los Angeles Clippers.
Harper misses the first free throw, and the Bulls have struggled from the line. Tomorrow, the Jazz and the Hornets on TBS. Next Tuesday, the Phoenix Suns and the Utah Jazz, 2 of the Western Powers on TNT. And then a week from tomorrow, the Bulls against the Orlando Magic at the O Arena. Bulls get the ball back on the miss by Harper. Chicago 8 of 17 from the line. That's under 50% from the free throw line. Here's Pippen in the low post. Kukoc open for 3, and he's got it. Tony Kukoc with his first 3 of the game.
See, Dick, that's inexcusable. If you do not double team, then you never leave a guy like Kukoc. You don't go halfway. You either stay or you double and double hard.
So the Bulls break the tie. They're up 78-75. Jalen Rose working against Harper. 8 on the shot clock, and Rose misses a 3. Batted in the air into the hands of Scottie Pippen. And a foul is committed by Derek McKee. And right now, Indiana looks a bit fatigued themselves out there.
Well, it shouldn't be. I mean, Rick Smits is the only guy out there from the first unit, and that was a very bad foul. I mean, why foul Pippen 40-some-odd feet from the basket?
Rose and Best, along with Antonio Davis, McKee, and Smits for Indiana. Dennis Rodman. Pippen, ball knocked away by McKee.
Got to go strong.
And the pass tipped away as Kukoc and Harper. Now Kukoc brings it up. Harper nearly left the ball as he drove to the hoop.
Very difficult to get an uncontested layup against the Bulls stick.
Well, Steve Kerr got knocked a few feet.
Now that should have been, a foul on Antonio Davis.
Kukoc with 2 seconds. Harper with 1 on the clock. Misses. And Antonio Davis the rebound. This game has been played at a quick pace from the start tonight.
Yeah, it's a fever pitch. Everybody is really trying to screen. Everybody is fouling hard.
Smith's wide open. It doesn't drop, and Rodman gets the rebound. He's 1 away from 20. The Bulls lead by 3. Kukoc is short with the 3 attempt. And on the rebound, Derek McKee handling the ball for the Pacers. Good pass inside to Antonio Davis, who's fouled, and maybe Rodman with the personal.
Very ragged. The last 3 minutes, very ragged. Everything seems to be a forced shot. No one is staying within the flow, either at Chicago's end or at the Indiana end.
Rebounding is virtually even. Rodman has 19. Travis Best guarded by Kerr. Reaching in was Harper out of bounds. Still Indiana ball with 16 on the shot clock.
That was a terrific defensive play by Harper. He has the long arms at 6'6", and he came around on the sideline side to deflect that.
Travis Best, who played well as the backup point guard in the first half. After slumping in recent games, here's Rose. 3 on the shot clock. Jalen Rose hits the basket from inside the 3-point stripe. So Jalen Rose brings the Pacers to within 1. The biggest lead either team has had tonight was 7, and the Bulls have had it many times, but Indiana's come back each occasion. Here's Scottie Pippen off the screen, and the rebound by Antonio Davis. He's got 7 rebounds tonight. Indiana looking to regain the lead. Jalen Rose with a no-look to McKee, and McKee hits, and Indiana has taken a 79-78 lead.
The building, everyone in the building, they hold their breath because they're not sure whether they're going to get a clunker or because they've had so many open shots in this ball game this evening, many in the first half.
6:20 remaining in the fourth quarter. Kukoc again short. Travis Best bringing it up for the Pacers. They're up by 1, nearly halfway through this fourth quarter. Jalen Rose, a very active performer off the bench.
They've been going to him quite a bit. Another nice move by Jalen.
Jalen Rose with 6 points, and he's showing the style that drew the raves of Larry Bird earlier in the season.
Yeah, well, everything has been a clear-out for him. They're allowing him to go one-on-one.
Scottie Pippen posting up against McKee. 10 on the clock. A stare down, and Pippen wins it. And Scottie now with 15 points, and the Pacers lead 81-80.
And all this running up and down the floor. Kukoc is still playing Smits, and the second unit has not hit Smits in the post yet.
Jalen Rose with 9 on the shot clock. And Rose has it batted away. Pippen's going to come up with it. 2-on-2 for Chicago.
Oh, look, Kukoc wide open.
And Rick Smits with a hard foul. I'll tell you what, Indiana giving a lot of hard fouls tonight inside.
Yeah, and you can see that was just smart play by Pippen. He took it to the side. Now watch as Rose fakes, and then as he steps in and makes the pass. Why? Because the defender came down inside, opening up Derek McKee.
When you want to cruise with the best, do a Jeep style. Now drop your top in the Wrangler. In my world, affordability and versatility have become my classic style. And oh, baby, come on, experience my mellow grooves and mellow moves in the Grand Cherokee Pipe 9 Limited. Now, if you want to roll with me, buy your own.
Why do I come out here? Because the playing field's level, but the stairs never are. Because if I can't get frost-brewed Coors Light to the fans cold, those guys in the Rockies froze their butts for nothing. So I scale concrete every night. Because somewhere there's a guy eating peanuts or some nachos, and he's thinking of me.
Coors Light! Coors Light! You know the game. Now get inside it. Log on to NBA.com and reach every team and every player. Explore NBA news and notes. Visit the NBA store. Or chat with NBA players and coaches. Enter NBA.com Arena and go courtside for live game audio broadcasts and on-screen play-by-play. It's all here. The online world of the NBA. Go to the net. NBA.com.
Jazz and Hornets, Wednesday at 8 Eastern. The NBA's on the Superstation.
And now it's time for tonight's Dutch Boy in the Paint. And we do indeed have the Dutch Boy and Rick Smits. And as you look at the rebounding story and the offensive rebounding story, what all that says is that the Chicago Bulls, after early offensive rebounding strength, have not dominated Indiana, and that is a key to the game.
Oh, you got to give that a lot of credit, and you have to say that the Davis boys, as well as Smits, are doing a good job. But then Rodman is having a big night overall. But then again, Rodman has played the entire amount of minutes.
Hubie, what do you think this game comes down to with a one-point game with 5:12 to go? What will determine it?
Well, we know that Michael's going to be coming back here right now, and he's going to be on fire. We also know that Kukoc and Pippen are main streamers now. Can Reggie Miller and Rick Smits get good looks as we go down the wire? Main thing for both teams, do not give up the second shot field goal inside of 3 feet.
Tony Kukoc on the line. Michael Jordan back in. He was out for 4 minutes and 40 seconds. And the Pacers outscored the Bulls 6-5. Michael Jordan with 31 in the game. The Bulls starters have played a lot of minutes. One of the reasons why Indiana owns an incredible 30-0 edge in bench scoring tonight. But the Bulls regain the lead by 1. There's the 9 free throws missed by the Bulls. 5 minutes remaining in the fourth. This game headed down to the wire. Derek McKee looking for Antonio Davis with Rodman all over. Pippen with a good double, and here is McKee and a great defensive play by Scottie Pippen.
That was beautiful. Scottie Pippen recovered and came back and got a piece of that shot.
Bulls by 1. Rodman has played every minute of this game tonight. Jordan and Miller back in as well. And Michael Jordan misses the rebound to Mark Jackson. Push here. A 4-on-3 momentarily for the Pacers, but the Bulls get back. Here is Davis posting up against Kukoc. Knocked away. And an opportunity for Antonio Davis, who tonight has scored 12 points off the bench, but none thus far in the second half.
Now, he's very offensive conscious. As you saw it, there was no hesitation. He took that, beat the double team.
4:05 remaining in the fourth quarter. 6 on the shot clock. And Kukoc hits. And again, the comment Larry Bird said to you, I know what Pippen and Jordan will do, but Kukoc is the X factor.
Dick, once again, they catch one of the Davises, leaving Kukoc to double team Jordan. And then the play is made, and they don't get back to Kukoc.
Kukoc has 7 points here in the fourth quarter, so he is making a profit out of Larry Bird. McKee goes back to Mark Jackson, who misses from the line, the three-point line, and the rebound by Jordan. The Bulls are up by 3. Their biggest lead was 7. Kerr goes into Rodman. Miller guarding Pippen right now. Boy, long passes by the Bulls, and they were crisp up until that pickoff by Smits.
Well, Smits played that beautifully. Anytime they go into the post, man, they love to send the guy from the corner on the baseline. Smits anticipated that pass.
Here is Derek McKee. And as you know, you never know what you're going to get offensively from him. Here's Rick Smits with a turnaround. Too hard off the glass. Smits is upset with himself because he had a good opportunity.
Yeah, he should be. Yeah. He and Antonio Davis have just had 2 beautiful open baby hook shots.
Under 3 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. The lead is 3 for Chicago. Michael Jordan finds an open Tony Kukoc. And Kukoc misses for 3. And here's the 2-on-2 for Indiana. Mark Jackson controlling. He's the distributor for this Pacer team. 2.5 to play. Bulls 84, Pacers 81. Smits with a high arcing shot. Tipped up and in by Antonio Davis. A big offensive rebound by Antonio.
Now Phil Jackson has a great point. Antonio Davis went right up over the top of Dennis Rodman, pushed him in the back. Phil wanted a loose ball foul. Instead, Indiana gets the score.
Winding down to 2 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. The Bulls lead by 1. Chicago 14-2 since the All-Star break, trying to open up a 3.5-game lead over Indiana in the Eastern Conference. Under 2 minutes to go. Kerr discontinued, and it turns it over to Indiana.
Can't do that. See, Steve Kerr left his feet. They took away the basket on him, and he was forced into a bad pass. And here's Antonio Davis over the top. See, he got on to Rodman, and he had him on his shoulder as he put it in.
Out here, we negotiate on the court. Keep that ball. I got ball. Somebody coming off the bench to give you a rest? Because I'm busting you down.
Give it up. Put that hands up off me. Foul me, man. Foul me.
What foul? Show me the blood.
Want to reach for the stars? Just grab your remote control to catch big-time movies playing this month on DirecTV. Charlie Sheen.
You stole from the wrong bunch of bad guys. You feeling that?
Money Talks. Lawrence Fishburne, Sam Neill. Event Horizon. Patrick Stewart.
Very nice.
Masterminds. Ewan McGregor.
Sex, drugs, and rock and roll, eh, girls?
Brassed Off. Vanessa Williams.
Can we talk about what?
Soul Food. Tim Robbins, Martin Lawrence.
Go, boy!
Nothing to Lose. Michael Douglas, Sean Penn. The Game. Andy Garcia.
Kill him! Shoot him!
The Disappearance of Garcia Lorca. Kevin Sorbo, Tia Carrera. Cole the Conqueror. Christian Slater.
We'll be together always, won't we?
Julian Poe. Renee Russo.
Woo!
Buddy. Jennifer Love Hewitt.
Hope she makes you really happy.
Trojan War. Hollywood's hottest stars. March on DirecTV.
1:52 to go in the fourth, and the Bulls lead by 1. Don't forget, tomorrow night, we've got a good one coming up for you as the Utah Jazz. They're aiming for the best record in the NBA this year against the Hornets. No team has really been hotter in the East than the Charlotte Hornets. Tomorrow night at 8 on TBS. Well, the Bulls have 2 timeouts, 2 full plus a 20. Pacers 3 full timeouts plus a 20, and each team with under 2 minutes to go, UB, has 1 foul to give.
Yeah, the main thing right now is you have to go to the guys that you feel are hot and get them high percentage shots. Key at both ends, you cannot give up a second shot, an offensive rebound.
Mark Jackson along with Antonio Davis, Reggie Miller, Rick Smits, and Chris Mullin for Indiana. Jordan, Harper, Kukoc, Rodman, and Pippen for the Bulls. Game coming down to the wire, and Reggie Miller is fouled, and now they say, is it over the top? It is, and Miller is complaining that he was fouled on the play.
Yeah, he didn't get the call, but the ball did go over the top of the backboard.
Reggie Miller 1 for 8 tonight from beyond the arc. Larry Bird with a few words for the official following that non-call. Under a half a minute remaining and 11 on the shot clock for the Bulls. Kukoc guarded by Antonio Davis. Feeds to Jordan. Coming in Jordan with a big basket. 33 for Michael Jordan, and the Bulls up by 3.
Now that was decided in that last timeout. Michael reversed. Instead of coming out over the top, he reversed his man for the layup.
Here's Rick Smits posting up against Kukoc, and a foul is called against Kukoc. That'll be his 4th. And remember what Larry Bird said, this is the biggest game of the year. If we win it, we've got confidence the rest of the way, but a loss will really hurt us because I'm afraid it'll affect us down the road. So he put the gauntlet down, did not mince any words as far as the significance of this game when we talked to him before. And it's coming down to the wire, Hubie.
See, Dick, there's this thing that if you have a mismatch, and the mismatch is a Kukoc guarding Smits. Now, if Smits, if you get him his touches in the post, And if he goes into the lane and goes strong, he's going to make Kukoc foul him or give him easy high percentage shots. But if you don't go, and that doesn't happen, Kukoc stays in the game, and then he hurts you.
Smits with 9 first-quarter points, only 4 since. And Indiana has missed only 1 free throw, and that was the first attempted by Smits. The Bulls lead by 2. They've got the ball. 1 minute remaining in the fourth.
In Smits' defense, he has not been able to get into a flow because of lack of catches.
Harper looking for Rodman. And Kukoc gets free momentarily inside.
Great pass.
Michael Jordan with 6 on the clock. Reggie Miller trying to stay with him. Not an easy task. And Jordan with a high turn-away, and it misses everything. And the 24-second clock expires. And Indiana will get the ball back 38.1, down by 2.
Now that was great defense by Reggie Miller. He did not allow Michael to beat him off the dribble. And then on the fadeaway shot, Reggie was right up there.
As you may have read on the internet, independent brewmasters and beer experts conducted a tasting of just about every major beer in the country. For 4 months, they sampled ice and regular beers for character, flavor, and overall quality. In the end, the judges named one beer the best tasting beer in America. Old Milwaukee. So when you want the best tasting beer, now you know exactly what to ask your server for. Old Milwaukee.
Let's go through this one more time. You dunk the ball. You want the fans to have fun. What do you do?
I make sure my shirt's tucked in.
Your shorts are 2.5 inches above your kneecaps. And your facial expressions when you dunk are very limited. I'm sorry, Cherokee.
What about him? What's so fun about that guy?
Oh. Clearly, Cherokee wasn't ready for the phone police.
So you know it's there.
It's there. 100 grand.
What's the split?
There's no split. 100 grand, 100 grand, 100 grand.
I can't go in there. They know me.
Let's get Sal.
Sal? That's beautiful.
100 grand. Rich, chewy caramel, creamy milk chocolate, and crispy little crunchies.
Here, Grandpa.
Nice work, Sally. Keep one for yourself, kid.
100 grand from Nestle. Now that's rich.
Would like to show you the play that puts Chicago up by 3. Michael has it over the bit. Now they go to Kukoc here. As Michael goes in to set the double, watch Rodman screen Reggie Miller, and Michael releases as the man is going to come off the double. Just keep an eye on Michael now. As the ball is rotating, see Rodman, watch him pick off Miller, and they catch him underneath. That's the first time that they have looked for that play all evening.
Let's reset the game for you. The Bulls and the Pacers each with 2 full and a 20-second timeout. Indiana has 1 foul to give with 39 seconds remaining in regulation. Reggie Miller, only 1 basket in the last 21.5 minutes, but as Hubie pointed out, a tremendous defensive play against Jordan on the last possession. It's 86-84, Chicago leading.
Main thing right here now is that if you get a shot up within 8 to 10 seconds, you're going to get 2 possessions.
Jackson looking for Smits. And Jordan gets a hand on it, and a foul is called against the Indiana Pacers, a loose ball foul, but it was Michael Jordan who got a hand on it, and Reggie Miller committing the foul.
That's right. That was a great play by Michael, and then through frustration, Reggie fouls. Now they take it on the side. Both teams are shooting the penalty on the next play.
So Indiana has used its foul to give, and more important, gave up a possession and a timeout called by Chicago. Here is the play, the tip by Jordan, and the frustration foul by Reggie Miller. Timeout called by Chicago. We'll be right back.
Battle the Undead with Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Tomorrow night at 8 on TNT.
The degree of red that interests you can only be measured by how you red line. You must stop at the lights and try not to beat the fire engines. Just enter the red doors and get those red blood cells pumping. Dodge the red zone. Now, go to the zone and take it to the paint. Ooh, red alerts. Go with your attraction. You tired of looking? Bring your red eyes in. Heat up that sleek engine and take off.
Dodge, red zone.
Don't go camouflage. Go Dodge.
Go with your attraction. Go with your attraction.
The new Dodge.
Love lobster? Dive into Lobster Fest at Red Lobster with the lowest Lobster Fest prices in 6 years. Delicious appetizers like lobster pizza, mouth-watering double stuffed lobster, plus all your favorites. So come on, get cracking. You don't want to miss Lobster Fest at Red Lobster. Ends March 29th. And life on land is dry.
Bulls with a timeout, and they get the ball with a 2-point lead and that much time remaining. The Pacers took an 84-81 lead with 6 minutes to go on the basket by Jalen Rose. But since then, the Bulls have allowed only 3 points. 5 minutes, only 3 points for Indiana, and that's where Chicago's defense has come up strong.
Now you can see both teams are shooting the penalty. The main thing right now, there will be 4.9 seconds difference. So Indiana knows they'll get it back. The key thing right now, you've got to get a turnover or a missed shot and then get possession of this basketball. Chicago has 1 timeout and a 20. Indiana 2 timeouts and a 20.
Michael Jordan with the ball, and he is guarded by McKee, who commits the foul. He could not keep up Jordan with that big first step going to the basket, and Jordan will go to the line. Now, the Chicago Bulls have struggled from the free throw line throughout the game.
Now, this is a good move by Michael. See, as he makes his move right here, he kind of loses his balance, but McKee is catching him with the left side, with his left leg and his hip.
Michael Jordan is 4 of 7 from the line tonight. The Bulls have missed 9 free throws. They're 10 of 19, but Jordan, ever the clutch performer, now with 34 points, hits the first one. It is a 3-point lead, and as they say in the business, it is a 2-possession game. If he makes the next free throw, that would make it a 4-point lead. Michael Jordan makes good, and Indiana will call a timeout. And if it is a full timeout, and it is, they will have 1 timeout plus a 20 with 11.3 remaining.
Yeah, Larry Bird, very upset with the call, is on the officials pretty hard right now.
No multi-million-dollar contracts. No victory laps. Not even a winner's circle. But if you think these weekend warriors who run the Score Desert Championship Series take anything for granted, think again. Which is exactly why they run with the Duralast battery from AutoZone. A battery so tough, so dependable, we back it with a 2-year free replacement guarantee. The next time you hit the road, don't settle for anything less.
You're going down, Johnny. We've got a mountain of evidence, your fingerprints, a bag of money, several eyewitnesses. We even got you on video.
I did it.
What?
Hey, I robbed the place.
Have you reached a decision?
This is a tough one. I think we're still undecided.
Looks like another night at the Holiday Inn for you folks.
After Holiday Inn's billion-dollar renovation, everything looks better, even jury duty.
The NBA on TNT is brought to you by Bud Light. If you want great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light. By Red Lobster, nothing but nets. Red Lobster, because life on land is dry. By AutoZone, the best parts in auto parts. By Chrysler, engineered to be great cars. And by Nike.
63. Take your new program.
88-84 Bulls, 11.3. There's the timeout story. So what's the strategy for the Pacers?
Well, first of all, the Pacers, we got to get a quick score. The main thing is you go for the quick 2. If it's an open 3, fine. But you need 2 possessions. You do not assume that the Bulls are going to call a timeout. You match up immediately and deny. Now, if you can make the steal, don't assume that the Bulls are going to call timeout. Deny every pass, force them to call timeout. If not, go for the steal and a quick foul.
Only 3 points in nearly 6 minutes for Indiana. Rick Smits, and they've got to get points in a hurry. Smits fires away and misses a 3, and Harper controls, and the Bulls call a timeout with 1.9 seconds remaining, and the Chicago Bulls are going to win. And Larry Bird's Indiana Pacers, in a game that they thought was critical, and a foul was called. I thought that Harper had called a timeout.
Well, Harper was calling a timeout, but they called the foul
on McKee.
And I'm kind of surprised at this, see, because you don't need a 3. You need 2 scores. And the fact that they force a 3 right here and your center takes a 3 is kind of like bad percentage basketball. Because once you miss the 3 and the other team gets the rebound, what happens now is if you make 1 foul shot or 2 foul shots, the lead goes to 5 or 6. But if you take and score a quick 2, you're only down 2, and you're back 2. You still need a steal, you know, in order to get your situation.
And they probably would not have contested the layup to avoid a 3-point play, so they would have gotten a quick 2, but that's not the way it panned out. Harper with the free throws, and the Chicago Bulls are going to make a statement. We've heard that phrase a lot, but they made it tonight because the Bulls have won on Indiana's home floor to take a 2-1 series lead. They still have another game to be played at the United Center. And the Chicago Bulls, now 15-2 since the All-Star break, have defeated the Indiana Pacers by a score of 90-84 to go 49-17 on the year, and a 3.5 game lead over Indiana. A very severe setback for the Pacers. Right now, let's go out to Brian Burwell.
Thank you, Dick. And in the NBA's version of March Madness, playoff teams jockeying for position, you guys made a major blow here today.
Yeah, we did. Right? We put some more space between them and us, and you know, we built some confidence in coming in here and winning here on their floor. And you know, I think that was a big statement from our standpoint. You know, it was a playoff atmosphere, and you know, luckily Reggie couldn't get going. He really had a tough time with his shots, and you know, we were able to, you know, more or less to grind this one out.
Had to be pleased with your defense, I think, particularly tonight.
Yeah, our defense kept pressure on him. You know, Tony surprisingly played Smith very well. He tried to front him and really he didn't know where the double team was coming from, and we kind of kept him off balance. He never really got comfortable, and you know, that was a great effort by our defense.
You showed us a few new tricks running that baseline and doing a few little interesting things. Is that some new stuff you've been pulling out of your bag?
Whatever it takes to win. You know, I got a lot of things in my bag. I don't know when it's coming out, but whatever it takes to win, that's all that counts.
All right. I guess, is there any other goals you need to accomplish toward the end of this last month?
Oh, we just got to keep getting our tools sharpened, and, you know, we just got to finish off the season right and go into the playoff with a lot of confidence and healthy, most importantly.
All right. Thank you very much, Michael Jordan. Let's go back to Dick and Hubie.
35 for Jordan. He won the scoring derby, and Rodman with 19 rebounds. Hubie playing the entire 48 minutes. And so the standings in the Eastern Conference, 3.5 game lead for the Bulls over Indiana, and their lead over Miami now 1/2 game. This is a Donnybrook going down to the wire.
I only watched the lost side, Dick, and you got to give Chicago a lot of credit tonight, because once Indiana went up 3 with 5 minutes and change, they clamped down defensively, did not give them good looks at the basket, and then held them to 1 shot. Once again, their defense, something which sometimes we kind of omit because of the spectacular.
Seemingly, they're winning all the games they need to win in an effort for their second three-peat, as the Chicago Bulls defeat the Indiana Pacers tonight by a score of 90-84. Chris Mullin led 4 double-figure scorers with 18 points. Kukoc had 17, and this is going to be a victory that will reverberate for both the Bulls and the Indiana Pacers in defeat. So, for Hubie Brown and Brian Burwell and our statistician Marty Aronoff, this is Dick Stockton saying so long from Indianapolis. Right now, inside the NBA with Ernie Johnson. Ernie?
All right, thank you very much, Dick. I'm here with Cheryl Miller. Inside the NBA comes your way next. A couple of Dream Teamers making news. Patrick Ewing talking about coming back despite the fact he's supposedly out for the year. Also, Clyde Drexler. They call him Coach. We'll explain. And the Denver Nuggets. What would be the weirdest thing the Nuggets could do tonight? Come east and win?
That might be
Inside the NBA is next.